I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes a little misinformed. This is Danny G sitting alongside Rio and Jimmer today. And I can tell you one thing. I'm not happy that there's no real football going on this weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not at all. There was some kind of cool
It's coming to a sad end.
Pro Bowl stuff, I guess. There's a little weird stuff, too. Did you see what Stephon Diggs did?
I did.
Yeah.
To his brother's jersey?
Yeah.
That one?
Oh, no, off the car, onto a table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was
His
his,
jersey-
it,
his
it was
brother's
his
jersey.
and his brother's jersey
Oh, I didn't
was on
notice
the
that part.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
I
on the
missed that.
table that he smashed through.
Yeah, so that was a little different.
Little bit.
Bills Mafia, I guess.
Hey, JJ helped win the dodgeball.
Our sport,
game.
baby.
No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah. We got, 4th place back in the day?
Been a little bit.
You know,
Yeah.
we're pretty good back in the day, too.
Knocked her off.
Yeah. Well, we've got some fun tonight. We've got a lot of news, some Brian Flores updates, different things like that. But as we get her started, what's going on out there, Jimmer?
Let's take a look. What was this? So, Alexander Volkanovski will defend his UFC featherweight title against Chan Sung-Jun, the Korean Zombie, in the main event of the pay-per-view card, April 9th in Jacksonville, Florida.
Heck yeah.
That's the same card as the co-main event that will have a bantamweight unification bout between champion Aljamain Sterling and interim champ Peter Yan.
Oh, yeah. So, good 2 fights there. Korean Zombie, man. I thought as soon as... So what happened was he was tearing it up. Then he had mandatory military service in China, so he had to go and serve for like 2 years, I believe. And kind of set out, you forgot about him, he come back, and it's like, okay, this guy can take over the division. And then he's beating up, what's his name? He's beating up this dude, and he gets put on a highlight reel in the last, 10 seconds. Dude throws a spinning back elbow, catches him clean, knocks him cold.
Oh,
shit. So then it fell down the rankings, right? And just, man, he's been so close. And, hopefully, I think he can win it all. He's definitely got the skills for it. And then, of course, Aljamain Sterling fight. Peter Yan's going to fuck him up, I think. He was doing it the first time. And I think he's going to do it again.
Oh, but that's not what Sterling is saying.
Yeah.
You see that?
He was getting, I saw that. And, when he first took the belt, he's like, kind of being humble. But then, and I get what he's doing, right? He's trying to sell the fight. He's trying to sell it. I get it, but he's comes off as more of a D-bag than trying to sell the fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, though. Trying to sell, make money, whatever. But, bro, Peter Yan was fucking you up.
He should have went the other route if you're trying to sell it. And what I mean by the other route is do the Chris Shepard route.
Yeah.
And that is be funny about it, be real about it. That'll sell it too. Just be like, dude, I had you right where I wanted you. I had you just beating on my face. You were wearing your arms out.
See, that's what
my
I
fault
said.
you cheated.
Hey, man.
Kind of go that route, not the, I'm going to whoop that ass. I was whooping
Right.
it. No.
I always said, I was like, I'm going to fucking let them punch me in the face till they punch their arms out and get tired, and then through my swollen eyes, that's how I'm going to get their ass.
I'm going to get
That's
their
right. I'm going to get him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that's the route he should go. Sometimes you can't deliver. You just come off too douchey or something like that. Sometimes you can't sell it like that. So just go a different route.
Yeah, especially coming off as kind of humble as he did at first. He's like, I didn't really win this, whatever. And then doing a complete 180.
Yeah, complete 180.
Everybody can see that. They're like, well, hold on, dude. You even said it. Stop it.
Right.
So he's going to get fucked up.
Nobody believes you.
Right.
Correct.
Max Holloway, medically cleared to resume training and offers to return as a backup for that said UFC title fight with Volkanovski and, who'd I say? The Korean Zombie.
Yeah. So I don't understand. So have you noticed some of these fights have backup fighters now, and they start weighing in and everything? So you go through an entire training camp to potentially not even fight. Like, why? Because aren't you wasting time?
And
Wouldn't
money,
you think?
money and resources.
Time, money, exactly. Time, money, and resources for a fight you might not even. And it hasn't happened yet. Nobody stepped in.
You're obviously borderline conceding the fact that you may not even partake in it by
Right.
having a backup fighter.
And instead of just signing and saying, "Hey, I'll fight this dude," and at least you got a paycheck coming up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if there's a backup fight, you take a backup to a title fight, right? So you can.
There could be something going on the back end where they're getting paid a little bit too that we don't know about. I haven't heard anything, so that'd be interesting. So maybe there's a little bit of a payout.
Well, I think the part that is also weird to build off what you're saying is, unless that is what you're saying, is being the backup fighter themselves. So you were training to not potentially even fight. You're just doing it to back up just in case. And then technically you're doing it for both. So you're training to fight two different styles possibly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
And is it a little fishy with Max? I'm not saying that it wasn't legit, but you were supposed to fight this man already, like just a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in his case, if he's not 100%.
Or no, they were supposed to come up. I'm sorry, it was supposed to come up this March.
Yeah.
March 9th or something.
Yeah, if he didn't feel like he was going to be 100%, though, there's no way you can fight him. You've already lost twice to him, right?
Yeah.
So I get where he's coming from, where he wanted to make sure he was good to go. And now that he is, I think he's like hoping that something happens. You know, the Korean Zombie can't make weight, or some little thing where he gets dinged up and can't fight.
Well, these days, right? Got Rona.
Yeah,
I'm out.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It happens
So-
all the time now, right?
Right.
Oh, they don't
now,
get, they don't get tested, remember?
Well, yeah, but I'm sure if he has little symptoms and you go to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
And they test and you pop, like.
Yep, can't do
Never
much
know.
about that.
Yeah.
Pop like it's a damn pregnancy test.
What's that, Michael Scott? He's like, "Did you pee on a sick?" Jim's like, "I did." Come back inconclusive.
Came back inconclusive. Speaking of Jim, great segue.
Great, you're welcome.
Great segue. That was beautifully timed. Almost like you could read my notes. Jim Harbaugh called Michigan to inform the school that despite interviewing with the Minnesota Vikings on Wednesday, he will be returning to the school for the 2022 season. From here on out, I'm working at the pleasure of the University of Michigan because that's in my heart where I want to be.
So I was thinking about this because Kellen Moore is interviewing, I believe, Monday for somewhere. And it was like, okay, so as an organization, and in this case, Michigan's, in the back of your mind, you're going, well, shit, he's got bigger eyes. Are we worried? Say come next year, a big job opens up and he steps away.
No, so I'm with you. They already showed that they weren't that committed to him anyway last year when they basically guilted him into enough to taking a pay cut, and they wouldn't sign him long term anyways.
Yeah.
So there's already some weird fractured stuff before all this happened.
Yep.
And then we read reports that the reason why the Vikings did not, me and Chris talked about this morning. I think it was this morning, right? Or the morning before. The reason the Vikings did not take this man is he was so confident that he had the job when he walked in. It made the interview that awkward because he was acting like he already had the job. Almost like when,
Confidence is key, baby.
almost like but almost like when Michael Scott goes up to New York to go up to corporate and try to interview. He's interviewing for Jan's corporate job. And he, in his head, he has it in the bag,
right?
And he's saying that the whole time, and it's awkward. So that's how this came off. They're like,
Yep.
like that. That's how awkward it was, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think if you're Michigan, you're worried about him having bigger eyes. I think he should be worried now, and I think that's why he's doing all this brown nosing about they're in my heart and everything like that, because he thought he was gone.
Yep.
And
he thought he. I'm with you. I think he was so much that way because he was telling recruits even that it looks like I'm going to the NFL.
Yeah, there were.
I did see that.
They
Yeah,
had the number 8 recruiting class in the nation. Or was it number 8? I'm pretty sure it was.
I don't know. Everybody just there was a signing day yesterday, day before, so it all got kind of shook.
It might have got shook up. I thought it was like number 8, and they have a bunch of ESPN 300s and all that shit on there that went in too. But I think it is that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think they give a shit. They can pull whoever they want in. A good coach to take care of Michigan. I think he might be on a more hotter seat next year than he was this year after all this shit, man. They're like,
I think the only thing that saved them this year was that they made the college playoff.
Yeah.
I think that's
Totally
the only thing that
Ohio
saved them.
State.
Well, Ohio State first. I think
was
he would have been
huge.
okay with just their regular season and that Ohio State victory.
Yeah.
They could have even lost like a close one to Iowa in the Big Ten championship game, and I think they would have been okay.
Yep.
Not enough to be like, hey, we're going to give you a pay bump.
Yeah.
You're still going to roll with that. I think it's like $4 million or whatever the hell he went down to or whatever it was. But I think he was safe after the Ohio State. That there was a breath, like you could almost see it in him, like a big old breath come out of his lungs, like,
Oh, yeah.
Just relief.
I know he said he that was the only chance he would go to the NFL again. That was a one-time deal, whatever. I think he better be paying attention to what's going to be out there after this college football season, because when Ohio State beats him by 40 this year, that might be a wrap.
Are you calling that out right now?
Yeah, they're gonna destroy Michigan.
Okay,
next
so
year.
I'll put a whiskey wager on that they won't win by 40.
I'll put a whiskey wager on that Ohio State beats them by. Let me put a good number on this.
You said 40. You just ride with it.
40 is a good, solid round number.
40 is a good, solid,
Yeah.
even round number.
Even round.
I feel better about 25.
You feel better about 25?
I feel better about 25. What about 25? I'll go
Nah.
25.
Dude, that's a lot of points. Are you kidding? You're
I'll
not
go
taking
like
that?
35.
Jesus.
Let's go 30.
Okay.
You
Okay.
just
I'll
talked
go
about the
30.
30
I'll go
points.
30.
You just talked about the 30 points.
Okay.
Ohio State is going to destroy them.
Okay. I will
Damn.
write that down right now.
You better set an alarm on that one. We're just, hey, this happened. Ding, ding.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. He could get fired after that game. I don't know.
I don't know if they're going to hang with Michigan State next year. I mean, we don't need to dig too much into the college football. I mean, everything's just kind of wrapping up in football in general, but Michigan State ain't playing around either, especially
Right.
signing their coach. They mean business,
Yeah.
right? And they're bringing in plenty of recruits, so he's not done in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen,
I
is
don't
my
think so
point.
either. Yeah.
Any one of these come knocking at his door. It wasn't because the Vikings were knocking at his door. What about the Vikings? Seriously. Like, and this is me setting my fandom aside. Like, what about the Vikings would make you, of all the NFL teams come out of college football to come do versus,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't.
There's
you know.
play there.
You got the-
So it's an NFL job. Is the point?
that's the only
Yeah.
thing that's enticing about it. I mean, you have a aging defense. You got, you've got an offense that has shown that it can't push you to the next level.
Do you at least I think I shouldn't even say that. Like, even entice you this way, but I believe if the Raiders would have offered him the job, he would have taken the Raiders job too.
Oh yeah, he just wants
He
to
was
be
gonna
back in the NFL.
He wants to
I
be
think.
back in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that 1,000%, and I don't. He just loved the thought of the wooing and especially maybe how hard the Vikings look like it was. Where they're taking, and everyone was reporting, you're coming, it's your job, blah 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 blah.
Well, he probably and then how all the other coaches started flying off the board, right?
Yep, and
so he probably was
so
like,
kind
"Oh,
of
I got
walking
it."
in with that. So it's got to be, unfortunately, that isn't even world breaking news. It's got to be Kevin O'Connell
It will
at
be.
this point.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think they're interviewing anybody else last time I seen. And he can't officially take the job until after the Super Bowl anyway.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
So I didn't even have this in my notes.
On the bright side of that.
Yep.
It sounds like Kirk Cousins' trade is definitely on the table now. From everything the Vikings Insiders group is saying and stuff like that. So
For
just-
it'd be
just
someone.
saying.
It'd be someone that's just sold on Kirk. That's what he's getting at. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean he's not claiming what do we get, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't have no problem parting with him.
Well, was it O'Connell that was part of the coaching staff in Washington as well when Kirk was there? Because when Kirk was there, I think it was O'Connell. I think
was
that's
with
part of what they were hinting
Cuss,
at.
so a lot of people
Maybe
don't
that's
know
what I'm
this,
thinking of.
and that was with the Niners still. Was that the Niners or wherever the hell? I read that he's actually tied to Cuss, the new GM of the Vikings, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Who's tied
They
to
work
him?
together. I might have been with the Niners.
Who are we talking about?
Kevin O'Connell.
O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell.
Okay.
A lot of people don't realize that they kind of work together, like almost side by side, at one point.
God, I wish I would have thought through this more, read through it more. But
Maybe it was in the college.
it was either O'Connell or part of the new coaching stuff, which I'm assuming it had to have been O'Connell, was part of Washington's organization when Kirk was there. So he's seen the good, he's seen the bad, and the new GM is like, yeah, all options are on the table. Like, let's figure out what we want to do. So it's way more likely than it has been to this point. So
You just said that Kevin O'Connell worked for him, so to me it sounds like he would want to keep him. Because anyone that's worked with Kirk on an offensive level loves working with him. I've never seen a bad thing from an offensive coordinator position. Anytime they've ever talked about Kirk, they're like, he does exactly what we asked him to do.
we'll find out.
So, and that's what Kevin O'Connell is.
Yeah.
Granted, let me give you something that will hurt your feelings, because we've had this conversation before. Kevin O'Connell, hold your breath, never called plays with the Rams. Got that going. Now, a positive note is that Zach Taylor never did either, and he's also coaching in the Super Bowl for the Bengals. So there is that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not. So this is gonna go a little out of order. I didn't put it in my notes, just so everyone knows, though, that every one of the teams that Brian Flores is suing have came out some version, way, or form and said it is completely wrong and defamatory. Almost every single one of them have said that. I'm not saying I actually agree. I actually think it is happening or did happen. I'm just letting you know, like, name it, it don't matter. Each one of the teams did it. John Elway said it and that he was in serious consideration in that.
Yeah, I did read
You read that too?
I think this is just only bad news for Brian Flores. It already shows the owners are teaming up, and probably already had conversations and was like deny.
Well, I tell you this, guys, because actually he is one of 3 finalists for the Houston Texans job. They announced.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, do they say that just to kind of be like, okay, we're not, he come out to make discriminatory thing?
Well, it's already out there. I think they already had I think there's another minority coach in with those 3. I'd have to go back and look. But they named their 3. Let's type it in quick. Texans.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, Denver came out super defending. Like,
Yeah.
no, that didn't happen. New York did the same thing, right? They're like, no, he was highly considered, blah, blah, blah. Bill must have. We don't know who he talked to. There was nobody in the organization.
Yeah.
Just.
Who's Jonathan Gannon? He's a defense coordinator for the Eagles, but is he a minority? I don't know.
I'm not
Don't
sure.
know.
Look up an image.
Well, I will here in a second. Then Josh McCown, Jonathan Gannon as the defense coordinator, and Brian Flores, ladies and gentlemen. And technically, if you want to win, this is a clear cut.
Yep, 100%.
So maybe they do, and then like kind of like, hey, we were looking like the shitty ones there for a while.
No, Jonathan Gannon is that's white.
That's white.
Homie's a white.
Are you sure?
He is. That's whiter than shit.
Well, doesn't mean that he isn't something. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I guess unless you believe with Whoopi
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
that the Holocaust,
Yeah, he's super
the
white.
Holocaust wasn't racist. Whoopi said
Yeah, that's insane. And she gone.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. That's it.
for 2 weeks for saying that's not racist, even though it was clearly about the superior race.
Right. She dumb. No, but
White is white is what she said.
what New York said was the most bullshit thing, I think, out of all the teams. Elway and them can say, oh, we weren't hammered and we didn't come in late for the interview. Okay, whatever. But
Which maybe you were. Own that. If you
Right.
were intoxicated, doesn't mean that you still weren't taking them into strong consideration.
He said they
It
were
means you had a
flown
rough
in
night.
like real late, and they were just kind of dragging.
yeah,
Right. So if they were taking it for serious consideration, doesn't mean you still weren't out partying the night before.
right.
Right?
Yeah, but New York they're like, we don't know who told Bill that. We don't know where he got that information. He was just making an assumption. So it's not like I'm homies with Bill Belichick, but I could tell you one thing. He's not going to say shit unless he knows it, right? So he's not going to be the kind of coach that's like told by some fucking towel boy part of
Right.
the team, right? He's
And he's not going to take that information if it did come that way and go congratulate a guy that might not even have it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So it's sick and twisted on both sides. I don't think Belichick is that sick and twisted. I really don't. Not in that aspect.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not gonna text and congratulate somebody if he doesn't know or he didn't hear in damn good faith from somebody he trusted, right?
100%.
Yep.
There's no way he's going to do that. Like
You wouldn't think.
You wouldn't think so.
Right.
I agree with you. So, yeah. Just ridiculous. A suspect was arrested in an altercation that badly injured a San Francisco 49er fan in a parking lot outside SoFi Stadium during last weekend's NFC Championship game between the Niners and Rams. Authorities said Friday. Brian Alexis Cifuentes Razel, who is 33, was arrested. That's a mouthful fucking name, dude. I have to take a breath. I'm like, just kept going. Was arrested in the investigation of assault by means to produce great bodily injury, and he was released on $30,000 bail. The 49ers fan, Daniel Luna, who was 40, had to be put into a medically induced coma after he was punched, fell, and struck his head on the ground.
Yeah, that's a shame. Sucks for him, Hopefully he recovers from that. You just never know these days. You can, punch somebody and they fall down weird and something crazy like that happens. It's crazy.
Especially when alcohol's involved, probably
Alcohol's
too.
involved, so yeah.
I think you guys are missing another point here. This isn't shocking by any stretch. San Fran and L.A. teams?
Yeah.
There's been murders.
Mhm.
People shot.
Over it, yeah.
This dude's lucky he just got punched. He's lucky it's a medically induced coma.
Mhm.
I guess pretty nasty.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I thought it would get better when the Raiders moved out, but it has not.
no, actually the
Raiders
Raiders
games were always there'll always be stories after the Raiders.
There'd be
games.
stories, but nothing quite like what it's always the San Fran based teams
Right,
and wherever
yeah.
they go, like the LA's, especially the Dodgers and Giants is what I'm talking about more
Yeah.
specifically.
That one's a big one.
But we're talking about San Fran with LA, San Fran. It sorry to say, but it goes around that Golden State area.
Yeah.
Even with Steph.
Curry.
Yeah. Only the best he could possibly be is the second best point guard in the NBA behind the point
Behind
guard.
Chris Paul?
Behind
Stop it.
CP3.
Stop.
CP3 in the house.
And
You're
the
such a hater. You're
I'm just-
such a hater.
I was going to say, I'm just glad we're on the same page with this hate shit. I'm not a fan of Chris Paul at all for no reason as far as you're concerned. And you are not a
What do
fan
you mean,
of
as far as
Steph.
I'm concerned? Is there something else going on?
And you're not a fan. I'm
Did
saying
he-
you can't.
Did he bang one of your girls?
No.
Like one of your
What?
girlfriends in your past? He come over,
No.
sneak over, and
No, my point is, like, you hate on Steph, and we don't find a good reason that you hate on Steph at all.
I don't.
It's the same thing the other way.
Yeah.
Mine. No, it's not the same way.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my hate. I'll tell you why. Everyone's been blowing them like they're so goddamn good for so long. I'm like, dude. First off, the Warriors fan base had 5 fans before they turned this into something, right? If anyone remembers about the NBA,
I don't know. I'm sure California. I mean, they were big.
no, they honestly were not that big. Anyone that knows it was not that big. No, that same passion
Traveled California a lot. did you?
that same passion was not there when they were a 19, 20, 23 win team.
Of course,
Just
that's
wasn't
any
there.
team, though, right?
No, then they act like they've been there the whole goddamn time, like they have been good. But then we sit here and blow Steph Curry like he's untouchable. I'm like, no, he's not. First off, if his shooting is off, he's not that good of a player. He's not a good defensive player, I'm telling you. And everyone acts like he is because he can shoot the ball. I'm like, am I the only one that lives in a sane world? You hate Chris Paul for what? I have no reason. Like he couldn't win a playoff game. He's kind of like the underdog. He couldn't win a playoff series. He's kind of like the underdog. That's usually what we root for, and evidently you got to hate for him.
Well, no, he's the underdog, but you call him the point guard.
He is the point
So
guard.
how is that an underdog, Jimmy?
He's still an underdog because he hasn't been stacked with the same teams. He had David
Please,
West.
He's had some
David
teams,
West.
bro.
David West.
He's had some
Stop
teams.
it right now.
Just David
You
West?
stop it right now.
That's
It
all
is
he's ever played with.
I'm talking about for like almost his first 9 seasons. I bet if we go back and look, I bet you it's close to 9.
The only
seasons.
credit I'll give him is he got fucked out of going to L.A. That could have been a different
That's the
story.
only credit you're
It's the
going to
only
give him.
credit.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Stop
And
it.
He's got a good mid-range, too. I'll give him that. But
He's a good 3-point shooter too.
But that's not his bread and butter. His bread and
Does
butter
it need
is
to
getting
be
in the middle.
That, and he dishes the rock to God and everybody and turns them into ballers and turns the Suns into legitimate contenders.
No, Book was doing fine.
If stat stuffing, absolutely he was, and sneaking chicks into the bubble, maybe.
I just know Steph has a few chips, and Chris Paul does not. So.
Absolutely. Thank you, Thompson, and thank you, Steve Kerr. a la Mark Jackson. Maybe it's also the reason why I hate him too, because they ousted Mark Jackson when he built that foundation, and they made the playoffs with him.
So why do you hate on Steph for that?
Because he's a piece of shit too. He's a yeah.
You're
Don't get me
totally
started.
right. I'm not
Don't
going to
get me
argue with
started.
that.
Don't get me
but
started on that guy.
It's not
Fuck
Steph.
That. Fuck that. You sit there and talk shit. You're like 6 foot and nothing. Garbage. I'll shove you down. You're not making a three because you're not gonna. I'm just gonna body you up and throw you to the ground.
From half court, you going to body him?
Yeah, you're goddamn right. I will.
Fuck out of here.
I'll trip him. He ain't that fucking fast. Give a shit.
I believe he is.
No, he's not.
I
that
believe
fast.
he is.
He's not that fast.
He is fast.
That's the reason why.
What is not that fast to you?
No, I'm talking about for NBA players.
Okay, I was gonna say I've seen you move. So
I've seen you go to their half foot.
What is not that fast? There's a reason I was picked to run and get beer at fucking weird party that one night, and not you.
That's because we
true.
know how to drink. We drank too much.
We did drink way too much.
I was puking in the ditch. What the hell?
That's because you're out of shape, fat ass. God
You
damn.
ain't wrong.
Listen here. Get you on some
Expectations,
fucking
really.
Jenny Craig.
Expectations.
Good God.
You gotta know your limits, right? I can't drink as much as you. Are you kidding me? Like that day, you and Luke were kept racing. They were literally pouring glasses of beer. Oh, race! God, we tied. We gotta do it again. They did like 8 in a row of just chugging a glass of beer. And I'm just like, I can't do, like, I did the one, and I was like, okay, like, I don't know, like, I don't know how far they're going to go, right? And they're big dudes. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm going to die.
He's either going to die or he's like, dude, this is feeling awfully date rapey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never fall asleep at a bar. It's like, you're right.
On to the next. The Jacksonville Jaguars have hired Super Bowl winning coach Doug Peterson as their next coach. Byron Leftwich reportedly pulled his name from consideration.
He pulled it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Pay bump?
Maybe pay bump versus, like, it's the Jaguars that was the most interested in you. You know, like, do you really feel like sometimes the grass isn't always greener? And we talk about the 32 teams, right? There's 32 head coaching jobs in the NFL. You want one no matter what, blah, blah, blah. It's a pretty damn good gig you got going as an offensive coordinator with where you can kind of sit behind Arians a little bit more.
Yeah,
Get
but
yourself
now
another
you don't
year.
know who your quarterback's going to be, right? You got a big question mark.
And that's a way you can show yourself even more, I think. I actually take that as a positive.
Or you go to Jacksonville and you have a franchise quarterback, who you think is a franchise quarterback.
No, absolutely. And I agree with you.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, even when you have that, the franchise is so dysfunctional, they actually ruin any
That's true.
future career you have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does Joe Judge ever get a head coaching job ever again in the NFL?
Hell no.
No, he won't.
No.
You ruined that. He ruined that. Or they ruined it for him. Sometimes you just shouldn't take it just to take it. Like, maybe, all right, I'm going to say one more year. I'm going to show what I can do and try to even boost it even more. Show, you know. And you can also use that as a little bit of, not leverage, that's the wrong word. But you go to your next interview the following year to other head coaching gigs and be like, hey, they wanted me real bad, but I just feel like I needed one more year to grow.
So he's betting on himself, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he is.
All right. I like it.
At least that's what I'm running with.
I would have taken him as a head coach. I'll be honest with you. I
I-
like Byron. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
players guy. That I'm sure, like he said, I guarantee that there was some version of a pay bump from the Bucks.
I imagine. Yeah.
They want to keep as much together as they can.
How long? And then Arians, maybe he's thinking about
Yeah,
hanging
maybe
it up
he's
or-
thinking about. He's like, hold on a second. We're gonna see what we have this year. I may step down.
and-
They already know you. They already love you.
Right.
Stay here. I'm not Bill Belichick. I'm not trying to stay doing this for 75 more years.
It's true.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
He only
Bruce-
come back because he was basically have a loaded team, right?
Absolutely. He stepped away once, for health reasons.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
He tore his Achilles this year, health
Dude.
problems. Like,
yeah, dude's falling apart. Maybe they're grooming him for that. Maybe they had that conversation. The Josh McDaniels conversation, as we so
Yeah.
eloquently like to put it now,
Yeah.
which he kind of got hosed because Belichick's never given the reins up. We're going to get to an interesting conversation about this here in a second, though, about the Patriots. But right now, Washington Commanders owner Daniel Schneider
classy guy.
has say in whether findings from the NFL's investigation of team are released, the congressional committee says.
No. How fast does he say that word?
Yeah, that can't go. This can. Hold on. But, sir, you only named 2 pages out of 192. Yeah,
Right.
those 2.
Yeah, those two right there.
Those 2, you can read those.
Right.
Yep.
Has our name And then the roster.
Is this not a fucking joke at some point?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
what does he have on everybody?
Right.
This is like when we
Yeah.
were asking about a certain coworker at, where our place of employment. Like, what the hell does this person have on management? Like, how were they able to get away with this? Because they're not a good worker.
Mm-hmm.
They're not super intelligent. Like, what do you have? Do you have Zapruder film? Do you have
Right.
you have to have something. Like, what does Dan Schneider have on everybody that nobody wants to say a damn thing? Or they give him this particular thing where it's like, it's your choice whether it gets released. What do you mean?
What do you mean your choice?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's tied heavy into politics too, being where he is.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he helps
A lot
get
of
some
pull.
things moving. Yeah, for the NFL. So there could be some of that too, but
I have
God, sketchy as hell.
2 big time suggestions. Number 1, if the Stephen Ross thing is proven true, don't know how it's going to unless there's some version of recording. I believe it's true, so I'm going out there and saying I believe that Brian Flores is telling the truth. I really do.
Yeah, I
But
think it's some.
But it
version,
doesn't.
yeah.
But it doesn't matter if I believe it.
Right. Yep.
You actually need something to show it too, right? If that is true, there are 2 owners that should lose their ownership right now, and that's Stephen Ross and then this guy right here, Daniel Schneider. Tired of hearing this dude. He's tied to everything bad that has everything bad to do with ownership in general.
Oh, yeah.
Everything possibly you could do in a negative
Oh, yeah.
fashion.
That's why I think
you have done.
He's involved, commissioner, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, he flew cheerleaders out to an island, right?
Right,
and
for
did
a
that.
nude
How the
photo
hell were you
shoot.
not fired for that?
No
Yes.
kidding.
But that was swept under the rug super quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this will do anything to him, man.
How
He's
much?
got some power. I don't know why.
How much did? I don't know how much it would take. How much would he had to have paid the cheerleaders not to say anything though either? That's a lot of cheerleaders. Usually
Maybe,
get at least
maybe
one.
they consented. Maybe they asked and they all consented.
And they probably did, but it's still weird that you do. Like not weird, but definitely inappropriate to do that.
Inappropriate, 100%.
Regardless.
Yeah.
So even if the females that you work with, you go up and ask them to do something like that for maybe some company morale up at the Christmas party, and they say okay,
Right.
and they say okay, that still doesn't make it
Here's the
right.
thing, though. I mean, so I've seen a couple of the cheerleading episodes and stuff like that of like the Cowboys cheerleaders thing.
Yep.
It like the competition to try to get on. So
Yeah.
once you're in, you'll do whatever to stay in, right? That's
but it's just
big time.
but it's just like the sexual molestation shit then. Like that whatever the Chicago Blackhawks.
yeah, yep.
Using an advantage, using it against them because they feel good or lucky enough to be there. They don't want to
Yeah.
disrupt that.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that just makes shit like that makes me feel sick. That's what
Yep.
it does. It makes me that makes me feel sick on the smaller scale of it. Like when you have a friend or something like that, and you're ahead of him or something, as like as a boss to him, you go and ask him to go do something, and it's a shitty ass job, and you know he's gonna do it because he's your buddy. That he's not gonna do that to make you look bad because he knows he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you use and abuse use and abuse the relationship, or your power to do something.
Since we're on the Office kick, Ryan to Michael Scott over like the wolf thing and stuff.
Right.
Gotcha.
We touched on that. 49ers hire former Chargers head coach Anthony Lynn, who will serve as the assistant head coach.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I think Lynn was doing a good job at the Chargers
Mhm.
when he was there. So
I think they're just honestly. I think they're like the bad luck team. 'Cause, probably over what, like the last 10 years or so.
yeah,
Think about the last 10 years, how good their teams have been for the most part.
That's
right.
so much talent.
So much talent. And it's like
injuries pile up,
it makes
or they don't perform to what.
yeah, like
they're
some
supposed to.
bad bounces.
Yeah.
Some weird injuries. There's one year where they had like everybody on their team tear their Achilles. You remember that?
Yes, yes.
It was every week. I'm like, what is going on?
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
They always had everything there. You could not pick them. You would not. Every year you would think, this is their year finally. They're going to do this. Their roster's too good. They're at least going to get, 10 wins. I think they're just cursed. I really do. That sounds stupid, but when you have that much, and then you go to Justin Herbert, you found a way to miss yourself out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
This year was a little different. I think their coach got in their way a lot.
Their coach got in their way a lot.
But other than this year, I totally agree with you. They've had the short end of the stick for a long time. But this year, he's just gotten in his own way, man. He feels like he has to make a decision because that's what he does. That's who he is.
I'm an analytical guy. We have to go for on fourth. We have to go for it every time on fourth. We have to go for 2.
Yeah.
And there was quite a big controversy with that last game of the regular season for them with all that stuff too.
Yeah.
But hey, congrats to Anthony Lynn though.
Yeah, definitely.
The Clippers are acquiring the Blazers veterans Norman Powell and Robert Covington in a trade that sends Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, a 2025 second-round draft pick to Portland. The Clippers will also send back a 2025 second-round pick via the Pistons. Evidently, I'm going to give you a little context to this. Evidently, this is more for the Norman Powell. This is a big deal. Robert Covington's a nice piece, but it's obviously for the Norman Powell, and they're doing everything to get ready for next season to surround their 2 guys. Yeah. And they'll do anything for that. Because Powell just signed that deal. It was like, what, a 5-year, $90 million deal? Remember that? We kind of chatted a little bit.
Yep.
So they're doing anything and everything. I think this also shows the Blazers are kind of...
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I was like, well, what? Why? But when I seen him. But
just extra nice pieces. Norman Powell's one hell of a... He's a decent, above average offensive player. And he's a pretty damn good perimeter defender. So you put... Those are the pieces that that they were saying that they kind of want to put around Kawhi and Paul George.
Yep.
Guys that can play offense consistently, not have to be the guy and have to have the ball, but play damn good defense too. So
yeah,
they got themselves a decent piece. Sashi Brown, do you remember that name?
I don't.
So I typed this up, and when I first read this, I read the name. I'm like, God damn it, I know that name. I don't know where I know the name. I couldn't remember where I knew the name, but I was like, I know Sashi Brown. He's leaving the NBA's Wizards to be the president of the NFL's Ravens. Brown returns to NFL and the AFC North for the first time since the Browns fired him as their executive vice president of football operations during the 2017 season. Coincidence that's also the same Sashi Brown that was obviously there for when they went 1-15. During these Hugh Jackson.
Okay.
So, I'm not... kudos to anybody of any other nationality other than just plain white or however you want to break this down. You're starting to see a little bit of a trend here after old boy called this out, though. Because Sashi Brown is a black man, I do believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then Anthony Lynn with the Chargers.
Yeah.
As a coordinator position. Not saying they're not worthy of it. Let's make that very clear.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, I'm just telling you after the ones I've just been telling you recently after this came out, has been boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Brian Flores named as a 3 finalists.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I thought the same thing, and it's almost shitty say, but you should, you shouldn't want to be forced in that position. I think we all kind of hope that, I don't give a shit who it is. It's just got to be the right person. If that's an African-American, if that's a white dude, if that's a female, I don't care as long as it's the right fit.
Give me results.
Yes.
I'm too so I know all 3 of us are way too competitive to lay down. So we've had the conversation about the Vikings. They should lay down, just play young talent, take the losses, and get themselves their future quarterback. Mm-hmm. Danny was hating that shit, every bit of that. I would hate every second of it, but I'd be happy in the end knowing I was getting the quarterback of the future or assuming the quarterback of the future. But while I'm watching the games, I'm too competitive. Even though I know they're going to suck in a particular year, I'm still thinking they're going to win. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want them to still win.
Yeah. No, I get it. I think that window passed for the Vikings. I think they need a few more, that defense, right? It's old. It's got to kind of get some more pieces there. before they can beat that. But you missed the years. You beat the Saints, right? The laces out year, I think, was your year, man. I thought you were going to go for sure.
I think it should have been first two. Definitely one of the first 2 seasons Kirk was there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
After, because we all know, even the miracle, the best playoff moment in NFL history by play, the Minneapolis Miracle. We all know that was a spoof season, though. I knew that was a spoof season. There's no way you're sitting there looking at it.
I thought it was a special year.
It was a special year, but it was a spoof year. There's no way you were thinking that Case Keenum and this Vikings ragtag team was going to win the Super Bowl. I honestly didn't believe they were going to. I was hoping.
Yep.
That'd be cool, of course. But did you really believe they were going to win the Super Bowl?
Not after. No.
Keep it real.
Yeah, no.
You're hoping. I'm saying
Yeah.
you could still hope. You were hoping, but
Right.
you didn't believe they actually were going to win, did you?
Right.
I wasn't shocked when they got murdered by the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think the first 2 seasons of Kirk Cousins, where you still could have kept those guys because most of those guys are still either on the rookie deal or a pretty decent hometown discount, like not that major one where they blew up quite yet because they had one of the top-ranked defenses there for a few seasons, and then you had to start paying them. Yeah, and you still had to start paying these guys.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, when that happens, and you already spent a huge-ass chunk of change on them, you're right. They used it on the first 2, and then now these guys are getting up there in age.
Yeah, going back to your item there, like we saw this in Major League Baseball too, right? Where the owners were like, hey, we want to show we're doing something. At the last minute before the lockout, what were they doing?
Spending money?
Spending so much money,
yeah,
right?
we've been spending.
Yeah, we've been spending. What's going on? That's exactly what the NFL owners are doing right now.
Right.
Look, everything's fine. Look at all these that we just did in the last week, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been doing this whole time. You just haven't been paying attention.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the reason why I believe it's exactly what that is. I'm not saying any one of these guys don't deserve that. That is not what I'm saying. They probably do.
Yeah. Yep.
It's too bad that we have to even have the conversation. Maybe they should have probably had it in the damn first place, and then we wouldn't be having the conversation anyways,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Best person for the job, end of the day. Don't care.
Correct.
Would not have hurt my feelings. I have no... In fact, if we want to be completely honest, I think 3 out of the 4 people that I named that I wanted as head coach of the Vikings were not white.
Right.
So I want the best person for the job and the best person in general. So don't be a douchebag. That's the end of this. That's the moral of that story.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame we talk about that this is the conversation these days.
Yeah.
Same thing. And I get the things for females and stuff like that, but it's like it should be best person for the job, the right person, no matter who, race, gender, doesn't matter.
I want to be able to look. I'm being honest. I want to be able to look at my daughter and she tells me she wants to do something. I do not feel comfortable with the thought that she can't do that because it is preconceived that you're a woman, you can't do it. So I am never going to be on that side. Never have been on that side.
She wants to be offensive guard for...
I'd rather not, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't support her.
Right, yeah.
But I'm saying if she wanted to, like if she isn't diehard into football or anything like that, she supports her daddy and says, "Go Vikings."
Yeah.
Absolutely. But she likes everything else that girls like, honestly. She likes dolls and dress up, and she likes her purses, her accessories, and all that stuff. But if she came up to me and said that she wanted to be an NFL coach...
Or play football. Just play football.
Or even play football. If she told me she wanted to,
be down
I would support her in that. So, and I want her to also believe that she actually has a shot to do something. You know what I'm saying? So, and that goes for everybody and everything for that matter. So, the East and West All-Star teams, I should say the pool of players have been announced. The starters, obviously, for the East pool are Kevin Durant, obviously captain, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I almost had it, damn it. Fuck. Joel Embiid, Trae Young, DeMar DeRozan.
Do you want to say Giannis's last name again?
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah.
I'm close.
All right.
And
What is it, Danny?
Antetokounmpo is what I would say.
We're all close.
Yeah.
We're never. First off, we're never wrong, so
Right.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're in the ballpark.
Right.
It's all good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Apples and oranges. No problems with those. How about this? How about I give you the East pool, and then you tell me if like somebody should have been in the starter off this. It's just a normal fucking game, or made up game. The East pool reserves: Jimmy Butler, Darius Garland, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, Jason Tatum, and Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, Van Fleet's been balling out, man.
Yeah. So I'm a fan of this cat. Worked his way up, and you are now you're all-star.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. You're a G League player. You worked your way up the hard way. You were a champion.
Yeah, I don't know. Jimmy Butler, Zach LaVine, I could see those guys. I think everything's in the right spot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it fits.
Because if you're doing that, then you're going to say DeMar DeRozan. What's wrong with DeMar DeRozan
I would
versus Zach LaVine?
I would put him above LaVine,
Yeah.
for sure.
So not a bad group there.
No.
I think the only one I have a problem with being on that list is what? Didn't James Harden only play like 20-something games?
Yeah, well, we're going to touch on James Harden, too, in a little bit, right?
No, but I'll let you.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Yeah. The West Pool starters. LeBron James, captain.
Say that again.
LeBron James,
Thank you.
captain. Nikolai Jokic, Andrew Wiggins, Steph Curry, John Morant. I'll give you the West Pool, and I guarantee if you don't have a problem with what the starters were for that group, and I'll even concede Steph deserves to be up there. Whatever. But I can make an argument for the person that's in there, too. But West Pool reserves, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Karl Anthony Towns. I got two.
I don't even like Cat being in there, to be honest with you.
On the reserves?
Yeah, not even. I don't even like
I
that.
think he should.
Oh, yeah, they're right around
Wiggins
500.
shouldn't be starting.
Okay.
Shit, I don't even know if
We
he
all
should
agree
be,
there, right?
I don't even know if he should be.
Here's the
there.
deal.
Oh, my God.
Here's
Come
the
on,
deal.
Warriors.
No. That's not what I'm saying. He should not be starting.
No.
But I like that he is because it shows the fans have way too much control in this shit versus what should actually be happening. That's all. He was the third. That's why you named him number 3 is because he had the third most votes in the entire West. That's insane.
That is insane.
That is fucking insane.
That can't be true. Not over Steph, because Steph was...
Yes, he did. He was at number 3 just before they announced everything.
Oh.
Dead serious.
Okay. Because Steph was leading it until last week.
It could have been LeBron, Steph, and him. I don't know who number 2 was, but it was LeBron, someone, and him. He was number 3.
Steph.
It makes sense that it wouldn't have been Jokic, maybe, but he was number 3.
Okay.
He should have been up there. Jokic, man, he's been balling,
Oh,
tearing
he's
it
a
up
stud.
too.
He's a
as
stud, yeah. Not to say he shouldn't be there, but as far as votes go,
Yeah.
The fans have so much control in this. It's like
They do.
Wiggins is there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing better. Don't get me wrong. He finally
Right.
is doing
Better,
something.
but not
You can name
all-star.
any
Yeah.
one of the players on the bench that should be starting over him, except for Draymond, who should not be in the All-Star game.
Fan votes.
Fan
No,
votes, man.
that was the reserves.
Right.
I don't even think that's the fans then. I think that's the coaches that name those.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think it's the coaches that name
Okay.
the reserves. You name the fan votes for the starters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a percentage in the
Yeah,
starters, too.
starters and the
But they're part
reserves
of
too.
it, though?
But yeah.
I gotcha.
Head coaches in each conference pick all-star reserves.
Yeah. How in the fuck is Draymond Green? Is that because they don't feel like him getting on the radio or on TV and yapping him off before it? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on. There's no way you're going to defend that one, though, right?
No,
Okay.
that wasn't about that. It was
Okay.
just more like, come on, the fans have too much control, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
I
But
just didn't know if you were back in this Draymond one. I'm like, all right, brother.
no,
Come on.
even to the point of John Morant, who maybe is the MVP at this point, like he's up there.
Mhm.
He barely, like it was the last, I want to say 2 weeks of voting and everything. He wasn't even on there until the last minute, and he finally got in.
Or people start waking up, maybe.
Yeah, because people were talking about it, and they're like, oh my God, like that's.
I would rather seen Jaren Jackson up there instead of Draymond Green, who is also one of the ones that was part of their huge winning streak without John Morant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have Draymond Green because he has a mouth? He's not even the poor man version of Dennis Rodman, son.
Yeah, that's fair.
And not even the poor man version, right? When you think Dennis Rodman, do you think the poor man version? Do you think Draymond Green? Honestly.
No, I might say like Birdman or something. To be honest with you,
Right.
That's
Who was
Yeah.
a reserve
You know-
center?
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah,
Right. But you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm totally with you. We've talked about this. Draymond's
Yeah.
the glue guy. He's not an all-star. He's
well,
the glue guy to that.
He
team.
is, but he's the loudmouth glue, and not the glue because they want to play harder for you. It's literally so that you keep your yapper shut. They don't feel like having you jaw jack them. Your own teammates, by the way. I'm not talking about even the.
right,
So
including KD. Right.
So- yeah. Oh yeah. Obviously, even he got tired of hearing. I'm like, dude. I guarantee Kevin Durant's like, dude, you're not that fucking good. Why are you even talking to me, dude?
Right.
You're like
Yeah.
7 inches shorter than me. You don't have a game. I could drop 50 on you at any point.
Yeah.
He's got to be thinking that, but he's trying to keep the team chemistry and.
You know, I'm a little biased here, and I was actually looking up his stats.
Luka.
But
Oh my
Luka,
God.
Yeah.
The way he.
No,
But
I agree
I'm
with
the
you.
kidding.
Mavs.
I'm
though.
kidding. I'm kidding.
If you look at the Mavs,
No,
I mean,
we agree with
in
you.
that fifth,
Over Andrew
uh,
Wiggins, especially.
Yeah.
It's what he's doing and leading that young Mavs team. I mean, they're fifth in the West right now, and he's seventh in scoring. I believe fifth in assists is what it was.
No, he's a stud, man. I like Luka.
They're playing up. When they first started the season, right, he had to drag them out the mud. They started off slow, but playing strong.
No, he should be. And that's my point. Andrew Wiggins should not be a starter. John Morant, you may not even be a starter, honestly. I mean, maybe. You just said he barely even made the cutoff of it anyways, right? I'm saying there's all kind. I'm not trying to take a shot at him, but there's this West
It's
Pool
deep.
reserve
It's
is so deep
Yeah.
So deep.
that anyone outside of Andrew Wiggins and shitty-ass Draymond Green, you would not argue if they were in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue if Donovan Mitchell was up there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
you wouldn't argue about any one of those,
Nope.
I don't think.
No.
Let's see. Where are we at? So, I'm pretty sure this is the same guy, okay? And you guys may know the name, may not. Joe West has made it official, retiring from Major League Baseball after umpiring a record 5,460 regular season games. The 69-year-old West worked his first big league game on September 14th, 1976.
It's crazy.
Before I get to where you may remember him from, and I'm pretty sure it's him. You'll have to correct me. Roberto Ortiz becomes first Puerto Rican to be full-time ump. Basically, kind of, there's a few guys that retired. This is one of the bigger names, and they moved some guys up. Pretty damn certain Joe West is the one that wasn't he the one that called that bad out or that not out, the bad safe call at first and ruined
Old boys from
Old
the
Boys
White Sox.
perfect game.
Perfect game, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
think so.
pretty sure it was him.
Um,
I'd have to look.
I'm looking it up right now.
Or am I thinking the mustache dude? I bet you I'm mixing it up now. Now I'm talking myself out of it.
He did call Clay Buchholz's no-hitter against Baltimore September 1st, 2007.
Did you type in Joe West bad calls?
Yeah.
Is that what we did?
Yeah.
It might not
Google
be
is
him then.
so
Maybe I'm
smart.
mixing him up.
Maybe.
He's a terrible umpire. I see that. that's what the first things that come out here. Red Sox fans crush Joe West after awful blown call. So that isn't the one I'm thinking of then. I'm thinking of the remorseful one. I'm thinking of the one with the mustache.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. But this dude's pretty bad too. So, hey, we don't have to worry about it no more.
A lot of games.
That is a lot of games.
What are we like halfway through your notes? What are we at?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe more than that.
Let's break it up. Let's
Yeah.
do some Rios randoms.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, fine.
sure.
Let's do it then.
We got to break it up, man.
Okay.
We got to do it. These questions he has tonight are interesting too. So
They are interesting.
Get your-
And let's see. I got a minute to think about it. I told you beforehand. The first one. If you could throw cuss words into one kid's movie, where would you stick it? One spot. Give me one. If you can give me an example. Or just one movie you would let them rip them off.
yeah, I'm gonna go with The Incredibles, where Jax finds his powers and he can go to like a different dimension and do all that stuff, right? And the dad isn't getting any sleep and he's freaking out and everything. There's no profanity in that scene, and that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
when he's trying to. Okay. Yeah.
And then he starts fighting the raccoon and everything
Oh,
in the backyard, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real dad moment where he's just like, "Fuck, go to sleep."
Exactly.
Kid movie.
That's interesting. You say that. I'll stick with the same movie. It's when Frozone
Yeah.
is looking for a suit and he's like, "Where's my super
Oh,
suit?
yes.
Where the fuck is my super suit?" Can you imagine that? Just like
That would have
that'd
been perfect.
That'd be perfect.
Oh, let's see.
So The Incredibles.
That's right.
We're
You guys
down
went-
with it.
You guys went back to back with The Incredibles.
That we did.
I'm gonna go with a picture right up in here. I'm gonna go with Sandlot.
Sandlot, baby.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a boatload, but let's keep it real. Like kids, especially kids nowadays, even down to what my age was, there would have been a hell of a lot more swearing out there on the ball field.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? There'd be a lot more slanging that stuff around. So
Especially
We'll
at
go with
your
that.
own
Keep it
teammates
real.
when they mess up, right?
yeah,
The fuck are you doing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, yeah.
oh, dude, it would not have been that soft when the yuppie team like rides up on their bicycles.
Oh, yeah.
That's if you want a
yes.
specific scene. There's the scene right there. You want
Yeah.
your scene? It's that one right there.
Okay.
I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way you're gonna say you hit ball like a girl, and that's
Right.
gonna be the worst thing that comes out of your mouth,
Right.
Yes.
right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So what do you think? What do you think? Are we living or just dying slowly?
Oh, you're dying slowly. You're dying from the moment you're conceived. That's a fact. Live while you're dying, but live while you're dying.
Go ahead, Real.
Oh, are you doing a Kermit the Frog fucking thing with your cup over there?
Yeah, this one got me
Science.
thinking. Yeah, literally, your life clock is just going down. You know, ticking down. So yeah, yeah, I think you're right. We are just dying slowly.
Yeah, I think it's both. So
Fucking nerd.
you have
He's trying to
to.
be optimistic. I got it.
So it's whatever you decide, right?
Yeah.
So you
no,
get this.
No, it's literally not scientifically. You're literally dying.
That wouldn't be the point of Rio's randoms if it was a scientific question, okay?
Maybe.
It's what you make of it. It's how you decide to live your life. So you can decide to live, even though you know,
Yeah.
as I get older, I'm going to be closer to dying.
to
If you're
right?
gonna be,
You gotta enjoy
if you're
it.
gonna put that way and emotional like that, of course, because even when you know you have like terminal cancer, you're going out and trying to knock off a bucket list. So you're
Oh,
living,
right.
right?
Jumping out of an
So
airplane.
yeah,
fuck.
yeah, that still wouldn't happen.
trying to
I'm not
bust
trying to
every
end.
single day.
If they give me 14 days of living, I'm not trying to end it on the first fucking day.
Dude, I am, dude. I'm trying
if
to
there's a time
bone
running-
so many times that I die from a heart attack.
Right, but I'm saying like something like that. I'm like, dude, if I'm jumping on a plane, there better be like literally like a ticker, knowing that you're literally gonna die at this second. Then I'll jump out and then I'll go splat or whatever. But then I'll jump out of the plane for a couple seconds.
Speaking
That's
of that,
stupid.
You know what I've always wanted to try is like toss a parachute out of a plane. You got to go get it and put it on and pull the cord.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Oh,
Yeah, so you're not gonna strap one to your goddamn back. We're gonna
No,
go ahead
right,
and throw the damn thing right out there, and we're gonna go.
it's the most
you're
thrilling.
You're
So-
disgusting.
and if you're going,
You're
might as well-
disgusting.
if you're going anyways in 14 days, just get out of the way.
I saw a nasty ass video once where this chick like put like what are those Fruit Loops in a fucking some milk down in her bunghole, and then some other chick ate it out. Yeah, that is
fucked
what
up
you
part.
just said is even more disgusting. He's seen it too.
the fucked up part I've seen.
It got passed around.
Jesus.
It got passed around work.
I saw that shit too.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Real like you motherfuckers. Jesus, let's go.
How many
Right?
times did you watch it?
God, it's got right. It's got, there's a little too much crunch in this.
So nasty. So nasty. Oh my god. Poop loops.
Jesus.
Poop loops.
All right.
We're super mature.
But Rio, you've jumped out of an airplane now, right?
No.
You've
That's
never
why I want
even,
to.
You've never even done that.
No, I jumped out of the stratosphere.
Yes. Yep. You
Yep.
did. Yeah.
So that's the closest I've got. I do want to jump out of a plane.
Okay. Yeah, highly recommend. So definitely check it out. Jimmer's not feeling it though.
Hell no. I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't care what you believe in. You can believe in Allah, God, not believe in anything, be atheist. It don't matter. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if the good Lord or whoever you pray to or whatever you believe in intended for you to fly, they would have given you wings.
Why'd they put doors on an airplane?
Hmm?
Why'd they put doors on an airplane?
Yeah. Because, like, if anyone has a second guess of how stupid they were to get on the plane in the first place.
Yeah, you fucking would have put wheels on your feet, so you wouldn't have to fucking walk everywhere. But
Yeah.
Why do I don't have wheels on my feet.
Why'd they give you a
that's
car?
what I'm saying. If he wanted you to walk everywhere, you would have put wheels on your fucking feet. Like, I don't get it.
It's not my fault that they didn't go Flintstone cars, okay?
Okay.
And I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, but
All
I do.
right. All right.
Yeah,
Moving on to the next one. Have you ever called into work and told lies the reason for missing work? Tell us that lie.
Yeah, I think I don't call in too much to work, but I think back in the day, the biggest reason for calling in was due to Jimmer, to be honest with you. But it would be because we'd be up till like 4 a.m. drinking some beverages, and then have to wake up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock to go to work. So that happened, once or twice. But
You
yeah.
ever tell a lie about? Be like, oh, I'm sick, or
Oh yeah, for sure. I told him I'd always give him bullshit. Oh, my car wouldn't start. I came in late.
Hey, how many times
sick,
you live?
Whatever.
How many times you live?
You live once.
Well,
That's right.
you
You're
live
goddamn
once.
right.
you're dying slowly once.
You're dying slowly once. Right. And you can't. And if you're in China, you can't be reincarnated without their permission anyway. So you live once.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, gotta have a penis when you come back.
Way to wrap that in. Yeah.
Just wrap her around. But my point is, we live once, and we need to start doing that shit. Like, there's certain people, like your wife used to call into work, and it would not take much to get her to actually call into work for a night of drinking. Like, it wouldn't be much of that. Like, come on, Sam, you can work a double one of these. Oh, I'm not working a double, but I'm not going to work tomorrow either.
What about you, Jimmer? Any stories?
Oh yeah, so the story, like, or what I gave them, the reason why I was calling in, not too many crazy ones. I did tell them that I dropped my keys in the toilet. Dropped my phone in the toilet once. The phone one really actually did happen. I had to use my wife's phone to call in. This is before she was my wife, when we were teenagers, 20s, whatever. Craziest one is I told him I couldn't get off the shitter.
Yeah.
That was not the case. Me and my now wife decided to stay up all day and bone all day long, multiple times. Like, this is where you find out that it actually hurts after like so many goes at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh no, can't. There's nothing there. There's nothing.
Right, there's nothing left to come out. You're just like
Yeah.
convulsing.
I'm going to bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then video games. When you're younger, especially when you're like that 18 to 23 range, or maybe even a little later than that, 25, somewhere in that range. Those days consist of something like that.
Yeah.
Something
Video
sexual,
gaming.
lazing around playing video games, and
Oh yeah.
talking shit. It isn't
Yeah.
because you were doing something responsible. Were you going out and then The hell no, you weren't.
Heck no. Dude, I'm trying to black out.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, what was yours? Calling for COVID, fake COVID.
I wish, dude. That wasn't that convenient.
Convenient.
I had 6 weeks off when we had this baby, and then I caught COVID like right at the tail end. It was wonderful. It was a beautiful thing.
And he got COVID bad.
Yeah, caught COVID. So he.
I got that
I'm not
pneumonia
saying-
shit. That fucking sucked.
He got some other stuff. I don't know, but
I don't know. It's from having too large of a penis. But
not true.
anyways, so yeah, I had something like that
Could be
too.
true.
Me and my wife. Now at the time, right, I had spent the night, whatever, and I was trying to get it in the morning, right, and so I called into work.
What's that?
The outlet next. I was trying to plug the thing in.
Plug your thing into the outlet?
Into something. Yeah, anyways, I called in. I'm like, hey, I'm sick and not feeling that well. I'm not coming in. Well, they're like short staffed as heck. So she's like, oh, are you sure, we can just have you like sit and watch, not do too much? And I'm like, nah, I'm like puking. She's like, well, okay, if you feel better, can you come in, for a little bit and just help? They're like really short staffed. I'm like, no, I've actually got the shits too. I'm like, she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, it's just running out. I'm sitting on the toilet for the last few hours. It's just running out, and I'm throwing up in between my legs. She's like, oh God, stay home.
Oh my god!
I'm like, oh yeah, no. Here it comes again.
Oh,
I gotta see it.
oh. Well,
Some old lady.
stay on the line.
She's like, oh, my goodness. She's like, you stay home and get that fixed.
I need an old priest and a young priest. Someone strike a match.
I did forget Bose Power Washing. All brought to you by Bose Power Washing. So, thank you.
For all of your power washing
needs.
plow
snow.
mowing, plow snow, do anything. Quite honestly, we were gonna have him clean up the garage and get some stuff done on the new
yeah.
one.
We
But
still might have a chance somewhere.
oh, he will.
So
He will.
right.
We're not done.
Yep.
Motherfuckers.
There we go.
So
Is that
And
it,
Belmont?
brother?
That is it. That is our Rio's randoms for tonight.
Rio's
I do have
randoms.
something I do want to touch on. Kind of interesting. I don't know if you're into high school wrestling, but a big deal, right, is when the kids win 4 state titles here in Iowa. Kind of unheard of, There's just a select group of people that do that. I think there might be 30 of people who have ever done that in Iowa has won 4 state titles. So this kid was going to this place called Solon.
So, okay.
And he had won 3, and then he started wrestling this year, and he's like, had a bad injury. I'm stepping away from wrestling for the rest of this year. Not going to pursue my 4th. And it's like, that's crazy because he had a good shot at doing it, right? And turns out then he transfers to another school, Greene County.
Okay.
Yeah, and then comes back and says, I'm trying to wrestle.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I just saw that they denied his eligibility because I believe in Iowa you either have to live in the district
Yeah.
and you'll be immediately eligible, or if you don't and you go to another school because it is open enrollment in Iowa, you have to live in that district for 90 days before you can compete. So if he is legit ready to compete, that sucks for him because
Dang.
he's
Oh.
could have potentially gone for that 4th state title and put him in, just the history books,
Yeah.
Crazy thing that come out
Absolutely.
today. I thought was interesting for any wrestling fans out there.
No, that just is. That
Yeah.
just is in general. Like
Sucks. I don't know why he
four
would
champs.
move. I don't know if there's a rift in the coat. It doesn't. Something seems fishy on the backstory why you'd move from.
Then all of a sudden you're good to
Yeah, all of a
wrestle.
sudden you're good and you just
And
move
you would-
schools.
Yeah, you move schools.
I don't know. Weird, but
Greene County's down there by Des Moines, right? It is. I know it is.
So
Greene, Boone,
Yeah.
Guthrie, Dallas.
Yep.
okay, yeah. Just interesting little piece.
Okay.
Boom.
Not too bad. Wrestling
Yeah.
states coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, you got first round coming up this weekend. You got to get top 2 to advance to the next round. Otherwise, your season's done. So big time weekend.
Team wise, or is that individual? I'm not into
Individual.
wrestling.
That's individual. So
Individual.
if you finish top 2 as a team, you can go to regional duels.
Okay.
So also
There we
something
go.
to fight for as a team as well.
Yeah. Big deal in the state of Iowa, baby.
Yep.
Yeah. The MLB continues to insist that federal mediation is the best route to break the deadlock. The MLB Players Association on Friday rejected MLB's request for a mediator to negotiate for a new CBA. Coming from them, 2 months after implementing their lockout and just 2 days after committing to players that a counter proposal would be made, the owners refused to make a counteroffer and instead requested mediation, the MLBPA said in a statement. That's the reason why they denied the mediation. They didn't even come back with a counter proposal like they said.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters. Their counter proposal would have been so far off anyway.
Still
But
still
you
throwing
gotta
good
do
faith.
it. Yeah, you
Still
still got to
throwing good
do it.
faith.
You said you were gonna. Yeah. Yep.
Still
Yeah.
it still show that you're trying, even if he budged only like $5,000 or whatever. It doesn't matter. At least throw
Yeah.
something up there to make it look like you're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're still so far apart. Let's get a mediator.
Yep.
Right. This is tough because as the further along we go, it's like, okay, well, how long is this going to put us back? Because we talked about pitchers and catchers reporting here
Yeah.
shortly, supposed to.
Yeah.
By
I do believe what I say next weekend. It's the 14th or whatever.
Next
I
weekend.
think it's like
yeah.
next weekend. So big deal. It's gonna suck not having some baseball.
Yeah, it is.
It isn't like I watch like a boatload, but I do watch, especially when we get back on a nice, comfortable night where we're not, because our summers get hectic. for a nice chill night, or we get back early enough, we actually do knock out like a full game of baseball if the Twins are on, I should say more specifically. But
Yeah.
and that Field of Dreams game was awesome. You said you didn't watch that though?
No, I missed that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous of you to miss.
Yeah.
I know.
That
Won't
was
miss
awesome.
it again, tell you that.
No. The Patriots
Here we go.
are eyeing Adam Gase for their open offensive coordinator position. Bye-bye Mac Jones future.
Jesus.
So this is how you know that there may be some racism in the NFL. Adam Gase is getting a job
Maybe.
that is making any version of a call on an NFL team. What do you mean maybe? You're
maybe.
an Adam Gase guy?
No, not at all. Not at all. My point is this might be the opposite of racism. So it's like avoiding bringing in a diverse candidate because they're not going to do shit anyway. If you're bringing in Adam Gase, is it because you feel like you're gonna have him run shit? You gonna have him run the plays? Are you gonna have him do anything?
Yeah.
Or is Bill gonna do everything?
Bill doesn't run offenses. Every guy he's brought in has ran the offenses. Bill O'Brien ran the offense.
My point is, Adam Gase is not gonna.
So who's going to then? It ain't going to be Bill Belichick.
I don't know.
So who else
maybe
you
it
got?
is. Maybe it is.
Is the what? Bill Belichick does not know offense like that, bro.
Adam Gase doesn't either. That's my point.
Oh, we know that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that'll be the scapegoat
Yeah.
for Bill
No, it
Belichick
doesn't-
trying to call offensive plays.
It doesn't matter. It's a terrible move if that's what they decide
It's
to do.
such a bad move.
I thought it was
But
a bad
how's
move,
that?
too.
How's that good for Mac Jones? Even if you have Bill Belichick, how's that good for the growth of that?
No
young
talent, and you have Gase.
man? And you have
Like,
Gase. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like that. That is. How else would we put that? That'd be. I don't even want to put it in a real bad way, but you're going from that really, really freaky. I don't even know how to put it without it sounding bad, but you don't want
Go
to
ahead, put it out there. Say it.
Well, you know what I'm getting at. It's like you literally
I
went
don't.
from
I
like
don't
Josh McDaniels, like a pretty damn good offensive mind. They've had different versions of offenses there with him there.
Yeah.
They've made the running backs go, and you know what I'm saying. He has no shame in changing up his scheme to match the personnel he actually has.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm getting at. So you get like we'll go the Lamborghini version. How about that? We'll say that. We'll keep this appropriate. The Lamborghini version versus a Chevy Celebrity. 1987 Chevy Celebrity.
Ooh, 87. That's vintage, baby. I like that.
I know you remember an 80. Everyone knows what an 87-ish Celebrity looks like. Doesn't matter if it was Buick or whether it was Chevy. You know what a goddamn Celebrity
Oh, yeah.
car was. So
Okay.
you just literally went down to Adam Gase. Who was that? Like, you didn't catch anything up in between. Adam Gase has not been good ever. The closest he ever was with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was that offense, right?
Yeah.
You might have ruined your if he's the one making the calls, if he ends up being the one making the calls, he will ruin Mac Jones.
Let me give you the other side of that.
Oh my God.
The beautiful thing of this would be if they do great, which will be no part of what he does with that team, he's going to get another shot.
I know, God damn, because they
Somewhere.
can't stop. The NFL cannot keep themselves out of Belichick's tree anyway, right?
Right,
Yeah.
And then they're
exactly.
like, "Oh, Gase has changed. He's not the same guy that was going all cuckoo-eyed."
Yeah, dude. Oh, man, that would be great.
Yes.
Maybe he take over. What are you laughing about? Maybe he takes over for McCarthy next year.
That's true.
Oh, please, God.
Wouldn't that be
No,
sad?
man. Sean Payton's going down there in a couple years.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Down there?
Yeah. Dallas.
The movie?
bet-
You watched the movie, you said, right?
Yeah.
Have you yet?
I have not
It's
watched it yet.
Definitely worth it. I
Nah.
was more impressed. No. Listen to my logic.
Okay.
I'm not saying
Okay.
like you walk in and you're like, oh, this is a really good movie. I didn't expect, to your point, Kevin James would be that good in a serious role.
Yeah.
And he was really good.
And he was.
Yeah. And they
He was.
didn't have too many of those crazy characters that Adam Sandler likes to typically have.
They had enough. Rob Schneider. It was pretty bad in this.
But they didn't. He was fucking terrible. Which, if you're that husband, you're pissed, right? If he's real. if you're
like how he's put off
yeah,
as. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you have to be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
But I definitely recommend it. What's it called? Homecoming?
Is that what it's called?
Something like that. Yeah, Netflix.
It's not okay. It's not a bad movie. It was a decent movie, and Kevin James was very impressive to me
It's
himself.
a good
in it.
Netflix movie.
Yeah. Yep.
No, there's awesome Netflix movies. This was a okay
I'm
one.
just saying.
Yeah.
Not good enough for theaters.
Well, they made a lot of Adam Sandler movies that weren't exactly necessarily good to go to theaters.
Yeah, Adam
I
Sandler
think
got
Jack
paid a lot
and
of
Jill
money-
went up
a lot
there.
of money
Right, that's
for
what
that,
I'm
yeah.
saying. It's
Yeah.
kind of not
Yeah.
good enough for.
It gives you some backstory behind what happened.
Yeah,
So,
it would have been good enough to
Yeah.
go to theaters.
You think
yes.
so?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not
Yep.
saying, but like I just said, I do believe Jack and Jill went to movie theaters, and that's a horrible movie.
Yeah, no, Adam Sandler had a shitload of money to bring out like 7 movies on Netflix or something. This is one of them.
Yeah.
And that's why it's not going to theater, because he got paid to do it. But,
Yeah. But
but-
it had the potential. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
not horrible. I think it could have been a little bit even better, but you get a backstory that you never had,
Exactly.
and that's cool. And you get to find out Kevin James
Hold
can
on,
be legit
hold
serious.
on. He's a little sour because of the whole bounty gate.
I am too. Yeah, for sure.
Who,
but
me?
they even.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. I like it, and even seeing the side of the story was cool. Like
Yeah.
seeing Sean Payton's side, like
Yeah.
he doesn't say that he's fully in it or not. That's the one thing you don't find out about this, right?
Yep.
It seems like he says he has no idea, and he's like kind of blindsided, kind of. And then by the end, it doesn't seem. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's
we
like-
can't give you too much, but yeah.
Well, you'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see. We can't give you it at all because
I'll
we
watch
don't
it.
know how we feel about it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Give a fuck,
It's
Pam.
worth a watch, though. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Will do.
The Winter Olympics have officially kicked off as of this morning, which we don't give a fuck about. We're not going to talk about because that's in China, and I don't give a shit.
I do.
So-
I do because Jamaica has a bobsled fucking team.
Which is really
Oh,
cool, and I
which
hate
is
cool
running.
I can't do it.
Yes.
I can't do it, and I love
Cool
that. I
runnings.
love that. I'm not doing it. I'm not supporting. So I'm just saying it did kick off. We're not talking about that.
Did you see a.
I'm not talking.
I'm sure you saw this. A reporter from. I wish I could remember what country, but he's literally doing a live report, and Chinese police pulled him away from the camera. They yanked him and took him.
What?
While he was doing a live story.
Holy shit, no.
He was in a different language. So I don't know what country he was from, but it's already getting sketchy. So yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah. It is too bad though, because you just tugged at heartstrings. That was one of my grandma's movies right there.
Oh, yeah, my dad.
Cool
Favorite
Runnings.
movie.
Cool Runnings.
That's right, baby.
Good running.
If they win it all, I'll be so pissed I didn't watch. So I don't know if I
right.
can do
Oh,
it.
I'll watch the replay. There'll be a replay somewhere of that. Of that. Come on. You got to do that. Yeah. And gentlemen, that's what I had.
Boom.
All right.
I do
Go ahead.
have a UFC pick for us. I looked at the card, man, and I tell you what, a lot of guys I don't know, surprisingly. But I am taking Sean Strickland, minus 220 favorite over Hermanson. I like Sean Strickland. He's really developed all-around fighting game, and I think he wins this fight. I think he can outstrike him. I think he can grapple him. I think he can put him away.
Boom. And I mentioned this earlier, but I did see John Jones is trying to fight Stipe.
Stipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be we would get that. That'd be a business expense for sure if that fight happens.
Well, that's
so.
because it'd be educational towards.
Yeah.
That's extremely serious stuff.
That'd be
right there.
such a good
We
fight,
don't
man.
we don't
I think
mess
so.
around. I do have one game pick, just one, because there is a non-important game going on this weekend, but still way more important than the Chinese Olympics, and that is the Pro Bowl. I'm taking the AFC minus 1.5. Too much talent, too many better quarterbacks.
Okay.
Not much defense anyway. It's gonna be.
So yeah, there's.
I think it'll be what, like,
defense.
What I should have done is we should have played guess the score of the Pro Bowl, which would be borderline the college basketball score, right?
no shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who wins MVP? There's still one out there. Throw an MVP of the Pro Bowl.
Who's the actual starter for quarterbacks in each side now? I know Kirk got brought in, but he's not the starter, right?
Should be.
He should be the MVP. I agree.
Did you see his throws in the skill challenge crowd?
No, was it really good?
It was not great.
What happened?
He missed the guy. Like, the guy jumped through the deal. He was like way behind him.
Yeah, he's got a sore shoulder, I think, from the season and stuff, so it'll happen.
Oh, that says 2021. I don't give a fuck about that, right? We care about. Okay, we'll go like this. I'll give you the AFC side, and I'll give you the NFC.
Sure.
Okay. And the complete AFC side is quarterback Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson.
Herbert is one? Or is that just...
As published December 22nd,
Oh,
2021.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the order in which it's going to go, but that's exactly how they have it in there.
Okay.
So they have Herbert, Mahomes, Jackson. You have their running backs, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, and Najee Harris.
He won't be running back, I don't think.
Yeah.
It could be because they don't tackle. Adrian Peterson won one.
Yeah.
And because they don't tackle. And if you have a running back that kind of cares and wants a little something, they'll run hard and they know they're not going to tackle him. But either way, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson replaces Chase.
Jesus.
Tight ends, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce. That's what you got on offense there for the AFC.
Okay.
So-
NFC.
NFC right there. NFC is Aaron Rodgers. Not there. Tom Brady.
Not there.
Not there. Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson.
Ugh.
So Kyler Murray would be the starter.
Herbert. Give me Herbert right now.
Herbert, you
Take it.
think?
Yeah.
So far. Keep going.
He's going to chunk it.
For running backs, Dalvin Cook, James Conner, Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
Wide receiver, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans replaces Adams. They don't have a replacement for Cooper Kupp on here. So far,
Maybe they're putting out offers or something.
maybe they're still waiting. Yeah. Well, no, the game is what, in 2 days. There's no way you're flying someone down there, and I don't know. I don't.
Did
think.
you say CD Lamb? Because he made it as alternate.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
It's not updated on here.
Okay,
then.
so
CD.
that's probably
That's
him
probably
for
the one
Cooper.
then.
Yeah.
So CD, Justin, Deebo, Mike Evans,
I'll go
and
with
tight end, George Kittle, Kyle Pitts,
All right. JJ.
JJ.
Yep.
Okay.
Quarterback's too easy. We got to change that.
Yeah,
Hey,
it is.
You could be right. You totally could be right on your end. But I'm going to go wide receiver. I'm going to go JJ. Yep.
Okay. Jimmer, anything?
I want to go with the Vikings so
That's
badly.
mostly
I want to
why.
go, and I want to go a running back because that will go with exactly what I was just saying. They don't tackle, so these guys can run loose, and they're going to get extra yards because they'll like push them, like kind of like try to push them out of bounds or get them to lay down. I mean, but if there's like a side thing where normally you get lit up, like you're coming from the side, they're not going to do that. But I think I'm going to go with Deebo.
Yeah, I like it.
I think I'm going to go Deebo. I think they'll even throw some of that trickery shit in there where
Yeah.
or not trickery, but, line them up at running back.
Yeah,
Where- 'cause
sure.
they only had 3 running backs on here named. I'm not saying another one didn't because it wasn't caught up on there. But they have they have an asterisk next to Dalvin Cook also. Maybe he's not in it anymore either.
Maybe not.
This is an update. This is on NFL.com too, by the way. I'm not picking like a
That's
schlub
crazy. Yeah.
site. So they must not be completely up to date on it.
Debo had over 2,000 all-purpose yards this year.
It's insane.
Yeah. The way they played him, that shit was nuts. But
With his injury history, you can't do that again next year.
No, I
No.
don't think
Dude,
so.
you can't do that. They got to figure out something else.
So here's the thing too. All the running backs were hurt, right and left.
And
too.
they were,
So
so-
I think maybe that played into some of it.
Yep. I agree.
maybe. But the thing is that Shanahan liked him because he played wide receiver like a running back. So Shanahan, when they as a team, when they draft running backs, it's not about athleticism necessarily. It's like, can you find the hole? Can you get to the hole, and are you going to hit it? That's what they focus on,
Mhm.
and that's why they've been successful. Is that's their
Yeah.
main thing.
And
that they're
the
looking
guy
at.
they drafted never got to play because he was hurt.
Right. So they had Elijah Missile, right? So he played fine and he does the job well. Debo crushed it.
Who's the other guy?
Trey Sermon got hurt. There was who was the other guy? Mostert got hurt.
Mostert, that was the one because he was supposed to be the
and
the day
there
one
was one more that got hurt.
Yeah. But it's amazing, like, no matter what, they have the right guys because they have a strategy. They know this is what we want you to do that all day.
Yep.
I like the pick. Debo, yeah, I like that.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Still, nothing else to do. It's a little time filler. You get to watch them just kind of play some schoolyard football.
Yeah.
That's right.
You guys got anything else?
Yeah, dude, here's the deal. So, first of all, Archie Manning is out on Clemson. He's not going with Clemson for sure. It's official. He removed them from his list. So, Rio, where do you think he's going?
Gosh, I would love to say Texas, but I want to say probably Ole Miss, man. He probably rides with the family.
I can see that too, yeah.
Even with the 4-star that they just brought in, was it 4 or 5-star? They just
Jackson
got
Dart, yeah. Because he's only a junior this year, so he just finished, so he'll have one more year. Yeah,
Arches.
So then it will be the following year after that.
So his is, for the most part, when you come from money, obviously there's plenty of money in that family now. You're probably not worried too much about the nil side of things, right?
No.
You're literally picking. Not. So in my case, in my belief, then it would have to be Ole Miss. That'd be the family tradition, right?
Yeah.
Ole Miss or Tennessee, and Tennessee ain't gonna be that.
No, I know Texas made a big push.
Texas still could. I'm not pushing Texas out of it. If he wants to build his own,
Texas has to have a good year next year for him to go. They can't do what they did this year.
Yep.
But
not so good at the quarterback position that he doesn't feel like he can get a shot at getting it too.
Right. And I say good year is like push for the Big 12 title, maybe, but not like have that star quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. So you're thinking
you're running on Bijan,
hanging around like that nine win, not including bowl. The regular, I'm just talking about regular season. Hanging around that 9 wins and have him believing I could have been the difference.
Yeah, the difference maker. Exactly. Yep.
I got you.
Yeah. Then we've got just came across. No, this was the other day. Jalen Hurts is having surgery today on his ankle, but he'll be available. So that's garbage. He'll be good for what they need from him. A couple big things out of the NBA though.
Okay.
Number one, Kawhi is unlikely to return this year.
I wasn't shocked by that, but I did see that
at all.
Not shocked.
Yeah, not shocked at all on that, but it is a big deal for him.
He may. Hey, breaking news! Actually, I just seen this too. He may not suit up next year either.
Oh, weird.
It's right there.
Just retire.
I'm just saying, Kawhi is not. Or is there any way in any time that you feel Kawhi is like that dog, like that? I need to play. I want to play. I love this game. I want to be out there no matter what.
No,
like for his
I don't
team,
get that from.
You don't get any part of that, right?
No.
Like I want to be with my team. I want to be. I love the brotherhood of this. I love any part of it. It don't matter. Name whatever you want about it. But there's just something about this guy. And I could be 100% wrong. He could just be a quiet guy that he's had a tough luck of injuries throughout his career. Could be.
There's definitely some of that. We'll see.
Yep.
But the big deal that came across just a little bit ago, the Nets officially said they're open to trade James Harden.
I did see that.
And so the first thing that came across was the Nets and Philly are likely to start talking, right? Which they are, but let me get this.
Is that for Kyrie?
Is that for Kyrie? No, it's Mr. Ben Simmons, right?
Yeah, but then do you trade Kyrie then?
No.
Because you have Ben Simmons?
He's not on the table.
No, I'm saying, would you do that?
I don't know.
Because you'd be bringing Ben Simmons in
to play point, and then
you need a third player in this, and the way they're built. Yeah. Okay, what you're saying?
Yeah. So, but the interesting spin to this is it looks like Philly is actually trying to go after Brad Beal. So they're trying to pick up Beal, but the thing is, the Wizards are only willing to do that if he even talk about it. If he says yes, I'd be open to going there. Otherwise, they're not going to even talk about it.
Yeah.
So 2 potential spots. It looks like the Nets and Washington for trades to happen, essentially. But one thing the Sixers said is Maxey, so their second-year guard, they're like, no, we're not going to trade him when it comes to James Harden. They said he's not going to be included.
Who won't be?
Maxey. I don't know his I don't know his first name. He's their second-year guard. Apparently,
Okay.
they really like him.
Yep.
They said, no, we're not going to include him in any trades for James Harden. So, we'll see.
It's gotta be
But
Ben- it's gotta be
either
just-
way,
Why don't you just do Ben Simmons for James Harden? Unless you're trying to get more out of the Nets than that, because I would.
if I were the Nets, I would try to get more, I think. Right?
Why?
Don't you think Harden would be technically more valuable?
Because
he's playing.
how many more? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you guys on that part right there, but
Yeah.
he's also how old now? Versus Ben Simmons, who is what, 24?
Depends on how you look at it. Are you in win now, which the Sixers are? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They are.
But I get your point. Yeah.
But so it's either going to be even trade, or the Nets would have to give up more. In my opinion, is what I'm getting at. It had to be just Simmons for him, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Because
why
you can
Beal
make
probably makes more sense, right? He's a little younger.
Is that so? Is he trying? So you're saying that it's going to be one or two?
That's what it looks like.
Here's-
One or
here's
the
the
other
thing.
trade?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I
It
don't.
is
I don't
like-
do it because Kuzma, he's balling out, but because he's letting the ball get in his hands. That's why he wasn't that great with the Lakers, because everybody else had the ball in their hands.
Yep.
Got traded away. Now he can run with the ball in his hands and do his thing. I don't know. James Harden has to have the ball.
That's
right?
true.
Has to have the ball, right?
But yeah. So the Wizards are playing okay.
Yeah, they're playing decent.
They're
yeah.
They
playing
started the season great.
Yeah, they started really, really good. But I'm
yeah.
saying they're kind of still right around there. It's still. They've got their head coach an extension off of that start. They got, I do believe they signed their GM or something like that to a contract extension too. You ready to blow it up? The AFC is not that, or sorry, not AFC. Talking football so much. The East is not that strong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're blind, if you have horse blinders on, if you're owner and you think your team is good enough, because most of them do. Most of them think they're good enough. The Wolves believe the Vikings were good enough. When do you actually pull the rug? Maybe they just go. Like, we think we got something right now. Maybe we pull the trade to actually bring someone to help Bradley Beal and Kuzma and these guys.
Okay.
Making
They would
the
have to be
third piece.
sellers. They'd have to be. They don't want to be sellers, I don't think, yet. Maybe. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know who they have on their team.
I'm more interested to see what happens. Not
Package
more
up.
interested. I'm interested to see, I should say. I got a trade scenario for you guys, and it's going to be one, and this can go one of three, okay? It's going to involve one player, but I'm talking about the other two partaking. John Wall for either Kyrie or Ben Simmons,
So
because
I did see that. Yeah.
John Wall is not playing either.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons is not playing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're a John Wall guy. I'm not saying I am either. But is a playing player still better than a Ben Simmons, and vice versa? Because they're in the same predicament with each other. Like their players aren't playing for them. The Rockets aren't playing him because he wants to be a starter.
I seen this crazy thing the other day. It was
Simmons
like
isn't playing because he has.
the past
whatever.
3 years, John Wall's played 73 games.
Yeah, exactly. He's just hurt, man.
Yeah.
Which he could have been so good.
It's come out to how much money he's made. It's been like $1.5 million per game.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yep.
It's insane. That's the thing I would hesitate on for Wall is he's super injury prone. It's
Yeah.
like they're not playing him because, like you said, he wants to be a starter, but he's not. So you're telling me you're going to take a bench player, no matter how you look at it, for somebody like Ben Simmons?
Yes, if it's that. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, if it's that. You have to kick something else, too. I'm not saying just straight up, but that's not a bench player. He is still a starter in this league. They're just choosing not to because, and I understand why they're not.
Right, their team.
They're
a young team.
And they're trying to keep the
get
chemistry going and the
yep.
experience.
Yeah.
But he is a starter in this league, no doubt.
Should be.
John Wall is a starter in this league when he is healthy.
Yeah, I'd like the Mavs to have. Like I said, I think we need a point guard. I like him, but we can't have that contract. He's had a massive contract.
He has a massive contract, which is part of it. But wouldn't you want even for the Nets? Why wouldn't you trade for flopper around Kyrie for John Wall? John Wall can at least play in every game. John Wall limit his minutes then. Limit his minutes to try to prolong
that's the
him.
third team. Is the Nets is what you're talking
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
saying. Nets,
Yeah.
not a three-way trade, but it'd be like this and this or
Yeah.
this and
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Kind of same scenario. But
Okay.
I don't know. I'm more interested in the Sixers because right now Embiid is just getting beat up. because he's playing. He doesn't play this much, man. He
doesn't. He never has.
Exactly, but he has this year, and he might be the MVP right now. He legitimately might.
Didn't you say John Morant was like 2 seconds ago?
Conversation. Yeah. No, they're both in the conversation, right? But I'm saying Embiid might legitimately be the MVP, but you're beating him into the ground, so you need somebody that's going to be able to hold some of that weight. They need to make a change, no matter what.
An Embiid-centric team will never win an NBA championship. He'd have to be the second, third option, and that means he can't be paid like the first option either. So you need to be able to pay the other guys. So it doesn't matter who they get. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's not so good that he's a dominant all the time. He's not a dominant NBA player. He's not healthy enough either on top of that. So he's not going to be that guy regardless. If the Sixers don't see that, they're going to get hoodwinked for this. And I understand you're going to try to. You're going to try to do this. You're going to try to surround him. But
he's not. Hold on.
I'm being serious.
He's not that good, or what are you saying right now?
I'm
with you on health, but the rest of it, I'm
no.
not.
I am saying he is not an NBA as in championship champion. What being the guy? The team cannot be built around him. He's not dominant enough. Yeah. Dominant.
He's not going to carry a team to.
He's not going to do it. Otherwise, he would have already done it when he had a couple other pieces not that long ago.
Okay, right. This is where I agree with you on health. Because I think that's why he hasn't to this point. Because he's maybe the best player at his position in the league, dude.
I think he's in the weak East
until the playoffs start. Until the playoffs start, and you're facing like legit bangers, especially make it into that second round.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Danny, I'm not saying
I think
he's
the
not
East is weak so that he can carry that team into the playoffs.
Exactly. I'm not saying he's not a star.
Yes.
I'm not saying he's not even a superstar. That isn't what I'm saying. I'm saying he is not a dominant player that will win an NBA championship if he's the focal point of the team.
But what you said was he's the second or third fiddle.
He would have to be the second or third to win a championship. That's what I'm saying. He would have to be that to win a championship.
Yeah, he would have to be like.
If he's you believe if he's the focal point of a team, the true focal point, that he would lead them to a championship.
Potentially, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I'll bet you his NBA career he will not win an NBA championship if he is the focal point of the team.
So what do you think the Sixers should do with Ben Simmons to make that team potentially get to trade him? Right, I get that. Trade him, but what? What are we talking about to get them there?
He needs for himself, if you want to try to make this work, he needs 3-point shooters. He needs 3-point shooters and defenders, obviously. So 3 and D. 3 and D, you need another guy, too, to take the load off. Like, hey, I can't do this. I can't carry us down the last 2 minutes of the stretch again. I need to kick it off. So
yeah, I think you would have offered a massive package for Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
I like that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's not quite the 3D, but
it is.
You got the pick and roll options.
I agree with you because that would now turn Embiid into what?
Yeah, not the guy, but the second.
Damian Lillard would be and I think Damian Lillard could be a champion if he has some other pieces too, not a CJ McCollum.
McCollum, yeah.
If he had a Joel Embiid as his number 2, we're talking a different ballgame.
Drive, pick and roll, kick, yeah.
Okay. I got you. There's a lot of NBA players that you disrespect that I don't.
No, I'm not disrespecting him. I like Joel Embiid. I'm being honest.
Okay,
with you.
fucking Chris Paul hater.
Yeah,
I know. I
honestly,
you can give me one, bitch.
First off, Philly. I have an issue with that city anyway when it comes to that. But that fan base, the fan base of that live in the city. We've made this very clear, right?
Everybody hates Philly.
Yeah, but my point is, I never had a problem with the Sixers. I like some of my favorite players of all time. I am a huge AI guy.
Yeah. I think how long do you tank and still keep shit in the bed?
Right.
I don't like them.
Okay.
How long do you keep fucking tanking?
I agree with
you
on that part.
Getting top draft picks and still
I have no problem with Embiid. I'm being honest with you. I don't think he is so dominant that he can be the piece that wins a championship. That like the number one, like the clear cut. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he has. He's a very good player. He's a superstar. 82 games in a season, and you're going to play 41 slapdicks at least throughout that 82 games.
I do think he's a superstar.
Yes, I did. That's what I'm saying. He is a superstar.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
no. I said he is a superstar. Yep. I said he can't be the focal point when it comes down to that.
I do agree.
That's
with
all
that.
I'm saying. That's not. I don't even think that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. He's fun to watch. I love his post game. I love when he jaws at these. But I would never give Rihanna a shot now. She lost her chance. Dude's funny. I love him.
She's preggo.
No, the way you framed all that up the first time you said it was different than what you just said.
No, that's how I said it the first time. You just like went red faced.
You went
when
to
I said
second and third fiddle on a
No,
team.
I said second or
You-
third. Yeah.
Third fiddle's nuts.
No, that's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Not
it's
in
not. Not today's game.
Not in
It
today's
is.
game.
It is.
Everybody's
It
stacking
is.
up.
He's too important to that team.
Are you kidding me right
Yeah.
now?
He's so
Yeah.
important because he's the only piece. Big
Hold on.
piece
Klay
his team right now.
Thompson was the
Piece right
third
now.
fiddle on a championship team with Steph Curry.
They would have went to the championship if it wasn't for Kawhi's fucking 5-bounce fucking 3-pointer. Okay?
Who?
So they would have already been there. Philly.
And they would have lost there. And they still lost to him. They let that shot get off. That dominant Joel Embiid did not swat that
I'm
shot.
just saying you're saying there's no chance,
No,
right?
I said
And you're
champion.
wrong.
I said champion. No. I said there's no way he would become a champion without being the second or third fiddle. It won't happen.
But regardless, the way you framed it just a second ago was different than the way it came across. the first
No,
time.
I'm
That's
sticking
my
with
point.
it that time too. In
That's
fact,
my
I'm.
point. That's my point.
You
That's
didn't,
all.
You didn't hear the third fiddle.
That's all.
That's he knows I'm right.
That's all.
He know it's starting
No,
to
man.
sink in.
If they
It's
can
starting to
rest
sink
him
in.
for a while,
he
he has a good shot to win MVP this year, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. But that still doesn't mean that you're gonna win a championship just because you're the MVP. That happens all the time. Harden has a couple of those, brother.
We'll see.
Westbrook has one. Harden has one. KD before he went over there had one.
But here's the thing: that
You can be the MVP all you want. Nikolai Jokic was MVP. They did not.
that
win
year they
championship.
lost to Toronto. They had Jimmy Butler. Ben Simmons was playing, so that he was one of those three pieces, right?
Yeah, and he
That-
wasn't Jimmy Buckets,
Right.
and they haven't been the same since. You're coming around. You just don't want to say.
I'm not coming around. The disrespect is real up in
That's
here.
not
okay?
disrespect. It's just
It
the
is.
truth.
It is.
He's
Does
He's gotta have more
Shaq win a championship without Dwayne Wade or Kobe Bryant?
Possibly, yeah.
No. Does he? Flat out, you put it out. Does he win? Because he didn't do it in Orlando. They went to a championship. They did not win a game in that
That's the
championship.
first step, right? You got to get there. So,
Right.
yeah, I think he does.
But he never did till he
so-
was with him.
maybe with the
And he
in the
was one of the most
Lakers years.
and he was one of the most dominant players in NBA history.
Maybe in the
Joel Embiid
Lakers,
is
maybe
nowhere-
in the Lakers
is
years
nowhere
because the
near.
game has changed. You know, where you needed and they wanted the big men banging down the middle and
Yeah.
getting the ball. Now it's kind of, and it changed over that time when he went to the Heat, right? And then there's more shooters and everybody's got a 3-point shot, right? So
Right.
it's changed. I think he could have with the
It's-
Lakers.
I
Early
think
on.
I think he could have, but you still need those, even as a big man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're
Yep,
not the
you do.
number one. This isn't the '70s or older. You
Yep.
can't be the big man and be the focal point of the offense and be the reason you win
I
a
agree.
championship.
That's why
just
Minnesota's
isn't
been
today's.
struggling.
Right, exactly. With Cat up there,
He's
it's
a
just
stud,
not going to
but
happen.
he's just,
That's
yep.
different.
Well, they have other issues too, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm
they
saying.
do.
There's
Yeah.
a-
But can you name another big man that he was the focal point and won a championship of recent memory, please?
I don't know. Do you call
That's why
Giannis
Porzingis
a big
he
man?
was sucking in New
No,
York.
you know that.
he's
He is a
not.
big. You know what I'm saying. He is a big man. I agree with you, but he's not.
different.
Stop it.
It's
He's
different.
different.
Yeah,
He's like a wing player that is
right.
like 7 foot.
We're talking
tall.
about a guy who plays in the post.
KD
most
7
of the
foot
time.
tall too. You know
That's
what I
fair.
mean.
My point is when he's in the game, because I'm behind you on the whole injury thing. That's the biggest thing that's hurt him. Okay, with his stomach issues and all that random shit. I'm totally on board with that.
I'm not
stuff.
even talking about.
But when he's in the game, he is the focal point, and he
And-
needs to be for that team.
Because they have
And-
nobody else
yep.
right now.
In general, when he's in the game.
No, I agree with you. I do. I don't agree with him ever winning a championship behind that. That's all I was saying. He has to be the focal point because
Okay.
they built it around that already.
Okay.
So what they need to bring in is the next question. It needs to be someone as good or better than him already.
Yeah.
So Damian Lillard is a great example. I don't think a Russell Westbrook would fit that because he's too he can't shoot.
Yeah, he can't shoot.
So he needs someone that can do that.
yeah.
John Wall a few years ago, not now,
Yeah.
but because he started to develop that jump shot, if you remember,
Yeah.
just before he started his injury history. Bradley Beal will be interesting.
Bradley Beal, but if
But
I was
he
the
did-
Wizards,
but he doesn't-
I don't want to let him
Neither
go.
do I, but I don't know if he plays enough defense either.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid does play defense. He tries to go for the defensive player of the year every year too. there's so many players out there, but you can't go out there and get a bunch of middle range guys and be built around that. You need somebody else, and then you need 3-and-D guys. You need somebody else that's on the same level or higher than him.
Yeah, where we're at in the league, you can't have one star and then a bunch of role players no matter what team, right? That's where we're at.
No, yeah,
well,
yeah.
I mean, I guess I
Yes,
shouldn't
yeah,
say that because Milwaukee just kind of did that.
Chris Middleton developed himself. So when he was an
Yeah,
all-star
he got
last
better.
year too.
Yeah, he got better.
He's developed himself with them. So
What do you
Right.
think
He
about?
was a stud wherever he was at
What do you got?
before that too.
What do you think about this? This came across just a little bit ago. The Knicks are actually looking at.
Oh, Julius Randle, he requested a
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah, so they're trying to get
That's-
De'Aaron Fox.
that's So I'm gonna tell you right now. You want a shot to where your boy is the focal point. We can both agree for half a second if you want it. I keep forgetting about this cat all the time, and I shouldn't. I'm a fan of his, and that's De'Aaron Fox. Because
He's a
he's still
stud,
technically
man.
a nut hair below Joel Embiid at this point in their careers yet.
Yes.
And he could take that. He could be that Dwayne Wade that first year when he took over the league in the playoffs. You didn't know exactly what he had. He just dominated. Like you'd see the coming of the dude that grew out of it. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
he took the big man step, and he had someone like an Embiid to actually help push him over that top at that point. That's the only time that may happen. That perfect storm doesn't happen very often though. That'd be interesting.
I think the Kings are so close to turning that corner.
I think
wouldn't
they-
want
I-
to
why
either.
would you, right?
I think
I
they
know.
are too. If they really needed to pull off that damn trade, I cannot believe that the Sixers did not let that trade go.
Yeah.
they called that trade talks.
Yeah,
off.
I like the pieces Kings had if they could just kind of put everything together. You know, Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox. They're so. I feel like they're so close.
I think they are too, and they
They're
would.
jinxed too, man. You talked about the Chargers.
Buddy Healed. I mean,
They are
gosh.
super jinxed, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
How many years were
those
they
early
really?
2000s?
Yes. Yes.
Dude, the West was so, and I've been so anti West versus East. Everyone's like our LeBron chats when everyone say the East is so easy, blah blah. I was so anti against that, but I will say the most entertaining time of basketball to watch was the West in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lakers, the Blazers, the Kings,
Yes.
the Spurs.
Golden State
The
even had it when
T-Wolves
Mark Barron was
for
there.
a while,
Yep.
man.
Them early Mark Barron and
Baron Davis.
Baron Davis. Yeah, I was going to say that's not the right name.
Yep.
Baron Davis. Golden State was actually kind of balling out. Remember they knocked the Mavs off the
Steven
one seed as
Jackson,
the
baby?
Steven
Mavs.
Jackson.
Mavs too. I'm even.
Yeah,
but-
Mavs, San
But
Antonio.
my
all that.
point is that
Oh,
was
yeah.
such an entertaining time.
It was awesome.
Those three especially. The first three that I said, or four if you want to count the Spurs in that.
I say if you
Spurs are so boring,
the,
but
the Spurs and Mavs and the Suns, dude, had crazy
Dude,
series.
yeah, but the
for
King.
the years.
I
years.
just mean the Kings and the Blazers
Yeah.
and the
Yep.
Lakers. That shit was so physical too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they played a nasty but awesome brand of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but they are cursed. I don't know if they're cursed because they got Chris Webber and the timeout was that carried over from Michigan. I have no idea,
Yeah.
but
Maybe.
there are. So that is coming out next week. So we have plenty more to talk about when it comes Sunday and even Wednesday, because I think the trade deadline isn't until.
Is it the 8th?
Is that when it is?
Yeah,
So
I
that's
think it's
Tuesday. So
Yep.
our Sunday episode, we'll be talking a little bit about that. 'Cause they'll start getting hectic right around then. Monday's always crazy.
Always, yeah.
But it's going to start picking up right now. You just seen one of the first ones, Norman Powell one, and it's going to start getting a little crazier. Anyone that feels like they're in the hunt, start
Yep.
wheeling and dealing. Ben Simmons has got to.
He's got to go. He's
Got at this point, like I remember earlier on in this year, I was telling you the Sixers can't just give him up, right? At some point, I'm with you now. I am. Because I was going to say, no, you can't just let him go. You know what? This is causing way too much drama. You're not getting literally anything. You're not getting anything for help. You definitely should have taken whatever offer. That Sacramento offer was ridiculously
Yes.
Yeah.
Take
good. That was
shit.
stupid.
Stupid.
And then maybe Ben Simmons could have been a little bit of himself, and he could have helped the Kings turn that corner too. So when Ben Simmons is right and he plays just his game and you don't expect him to be a shooter, he's a damn good
Right.
player.
He's a damn good defender, too.
Damn good defender,
He
rebounder.
should.
He
you
dishes
put
it.
Darian Fox
Just
at the
don't-
2.
Just stop talking.
Halliburton off the bench, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
stop
awesome.
telling the man to shoot.
Yep.
The team was successful enough Without him shooting a three, who
I
gives a
forgot I was
shit?
just looking at the roster, but Maurice Harkless is there. Harrison Barnes.
Right.
I mean, that'd
They-
have
they-
been awesome.
They have so many
Metu
pieces.
down the
It is
middle.
right there. I'm with
Marvin
you. It's right there.
Bagley.
Yep.
Like, I feel they're so close.
Yeah. They have too much talent. They may not even know how to divvy up that playing
minutes,
time.
yeah.
So they may be killing some of that talent there because they're not getting the right amount of minutes going.
yeah.
Right.
Because I don't know how much Marvin Bagley's playing. I was a kind of a fan of his for coming out of college,
Right.
thinking that he was
Metu
going to be
solid. Yeah, he's
ridiculous.
just-
But
Yep.
so we're at that hour. We're at that last minute.
Hold on. Before, do you have a weird law for us tonight?
Yeah, I do. Well, you broke it. You broke up this whole thing when you said, let's
Yeah.
break up the news. You threw us off.
You kind of did.
I'm not blaming. We'll get it.
We will blame it on Danny, actually. Asshole.
Registering as married at a hotel makes it so in North Carolina.
Makes it so.
So if you go in there, let's say and you're having an extramarital affair, and you go in there and you say, if you say that you were husband and wife signing up for the hotel room, you are husband and wife now.
Oh,
legally.
shit.
Common law married. So let's say a man, it says right here, let's say a man and a woman walk into a hotel in North Carolina, request to share a room, and claim they are married. By common law marriage rules in the state, the man and woman would legally be married then. As the couple outwardly present themselves as a husband and wife to the public, they are deemed common law marriage that is honored and valid in North Carolina.
Dang. You don't want to slip up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Don't be
shit.
going back to a hotel room drunk either.
This is my guy,
Yeah.
Jimmer. He's my husband.
Whoa!
What's up?
Shit, what the hell?
Oh, shit, man.
This took a turn. I wasn't expecting
Hey,
that.
first off, it's 2022. You watch your mouth over there.
I'm just saying, I didn't know you guys were married yet. I knew there was something, but I didn't know married was there.
When did we get married?
Dude, I heard something the other day that reminded me of the whole Luke and sharing a thing with Luke or whatever.
Would you share with him a moment?
No, I was just saying when we were up in Minneapolis and I
Yeah.
put my fingers in his eyes, right? It was like, you know that moment, but it's like, this guy's like, yeah, my buddy's like, we only had one bed in the hotel room. And he's like, oh, whoa, dude. I don't know if we should share this bed. Like, we should build like this this wall between us, like a pillow. Like, to stop the gay? Like, what are you like? How about when I fall asleep, just don't fuck me? How about that? Like,
Just don't drape your goddamn leg over me.
Right, please, please. That's true. Like, I don't know how you're positioned. Maybe you have to face each other.
I don't know if
Maybe
you got-
that's the move, right?
Yeah.
Like,
have you
I don't
seen
know how
Dirty
you-
Grandpa? When he puts his wiener on the pillow. He's like,
He turns out, how are you doing?
turns around, he just flopped it on the.
Oh my god. Dude, right towards the beginning, it's like, what, you caught me taking a number 3.
Oh, you got Grandpa taking number 3. Oh,
So,
all right.
yeah, so that's my weird law. Don't be
Okay.
going somewhere with especially a different woman or something and even joking around. Don't even,
Where?
in North
South or
Carolina.
North? Okay,
North Carolina.
North
Do not say
Carolina.
you're married.
South
in a
Carolina
hotel.
is cool. So whatever.
might
Yeah.
end up with 2 wives at the end of the day.
Right.
So be careful out there.
Double drama.
All right. So, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to ask you first, just in case. I don't think I have said this one.
That makes sense. If
It makes sense if you don't think about it. Have you heard anything, Danny, about foot sores being lanced
No.
at work?
No.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Makes sense if you don't think about it.
Okay. So we have this super, super awesome try-go-getter newer trainee getting on reactors. Okay. There's liquids, hot liquids, and the liquids are usually acids and stuff like that. I can't go too much in detail because that's what's special about in the recipes is their batches. So this person takes don't know how officially how this happened, but it is on the oldest reactor that we have, the oldest reactor setup that we have for sure. Unsafe is a way understatement of what this thing is. This thing is practically a death trap.
Like a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's not good. No bueno. You have to step over a million things and then duck underneath this, and you got to duck underneath to go open this valve, then go right here, and then this liquid kind of does spray towards you. But
it's just a fucking OSHA nightmare.
It is. If they came and seen that,
shit.
what not to do, they would just take a picture of that reactor and everything that hooked up to it.
Okay.
Okay. Still, how this particular person pulled this off is absolutely amazing to me. So this spout is coming off with a pump. You have a pump that's circulating the liquid around on a line and through the reactor so that you can grab a liquid sample. There's a little spout off and it goes in there. Now this one's angled a little bit because nothing fits like it's supposed to, like we've already eloquently put. But there's still, it catches right there in the bucket, and this person has done it a few times. So they know this isn't brand new to them. Okay. They open it. Evidently can't get it. It ends up gets a liquid sample, and I do believe, if I understand correctly, how that person did it, they went the opposite way with the handle. Instead of closing it, turned it up, but I do believe all the way. Now, I told you this thing was at an angle. This liquid comes flying at this person and into said person's boot. Very hot liquid. It was like over 90-something degrees Celsius. Now, you can do the math on that. I can't remember exactly what it is, 160 or something like that, 170 plus degrees Fahrenheit. Hot as balls, right?
Damn.
And it's hot. And like I said, there's acids and other stuff in there too, okay? Either way, I do believe this person did not go clean this out right away and should have rinsed it off. I think I heard that maybe they even used their boot again, and like I said, it has like acids and stuff in it. And shouldn't have done that. Either way, it's a dumb moment there. Okay? That person ends up getting blisters. Mass blisters on... You know what? I got to say, I can't say the name, but I'm tired of saying this person. She got mass blisters on her foot, on her feet, all over. And then her foot swolled open. She could not get her boot on the next day at work.
Jesus.
She was trying to play it cool. She had already talked to management a little bit. She didn't want to turn it into an OSHA thing. Didn't want anyone to get in trouble. The company, nothing like that, right? She's trying to take care of this thing. Well, she goes in. She's like, hey, and she's been limping around this whole week, right? But finally, she can't get her boot, and then tries to go talk to said management or one particular one, and talking about I can't get my foot in and everything. I just need to. I need to take a rest off of it, or however she was bringing that across. And, well, have you thought about lancing them? Mind you, I told you it was so swollen that you couldn't get it in the boot anyways.
Right.
And then there's pus pockets on on her foot. Have you thought about lancing them? No. I bet you make it feel real better, and and then the swelling go down. You'd be able to get your boot in. So, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and lance them? This person, I'm not even close to kidding. Lance them, and mind you, I'm pretty certain that this man is not a doctor.
With all due respect.
With all due respect.
Could have a PhD, and we don't. No.
Maybe we don't. With all due respect.
What's up, Doc?
This lady was too intimidated of the situation at the time. Didn't want to cause ruffles. She lanced some of them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Because she was told to.
Yep.
Or that she should. It doesn't matter how it was worded, but when you start feeling like it gets like that and you're not a controversial person, or,
yeah,
that's what's going to happen, right? You're just going to
do
do
it.
it.
Made her feel like she should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just started to get infected. Could not walk on it. She had to go to the emergency room. Like when she went home, she could no longer, she was in so much pain and couldn't walk, and it started making obviously weird colors too now. Go to the emergency room, and here we go. Gets it worked on. Comes back. She gets called into the office by the same person that told her to lance these damn things in the first place. Well, way to let us know that you're going to the doctor. You didn't tell us you were going to do that. You way to blindside us.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Like guilt trip, and they're mad because she went to the doctor.
Yeah, way to
What the
blindside
hell?
us. She's like, "What do you mean blindside? I've been limping around here. You told me to lance them. What do you mean blindside you? I couldn't walk. I got home. I couldn't walk. I had to go into." Yeah, way to go blindside us with that. So we didn't even know that you went and this, that, and the other. It's an OSHA thing or whatever. Not that it was an OSHA thing. I don't think, at least they want to claim. It's more like it doesn't look good if you go to the doctor outside of work when it happened at work type of situation. You already knew.
Right. You knew, bro.
Makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
What are your words of wisdom on that?
Do not ever listen to someone that is not a medical doctor.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, have some common sense and roll with it. Grow a backbone. And number three, I think I have said this one a couple times. The company, and I've lectured this person, that lady. The company does not care about you. If you lose your foot, they will shit can you anyways.
Right.
You will be gone. You quit, they will replace you. Something happens to you where you have to leave and your life has been changed by it. They're not going to send you a card. They're not going to remember you. You will be replaced. You know who will remember it? Your small son who is at home.
Yeah, your family for sure.
Your family. He doesn't care if you work at this particular place of employment. He doesn't care where you work. He wants his mom. Words of wisdom.
Yeah. Take care of yourself.
But do the funny part of it. The funny part is, seriously, don't listen to some dumbass boss that thinks he's a doctor in Lansing. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that would not have happened. You know what? You go ahead and lance it, doc.
Yeah, but let me throw my foot up there on the table.
Yeah.
I
Get
got
it.
you. Jesus.
Get it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Damn, makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I got more.
Yeah,
Not now, I got more.
you have plenty more.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, man. Well, all right, we're going to start wrapping her up tonight, I think,
Yep.
boys. We've got a nice little Pro Bowl going on this weekend. Big time NBA trades coming up. So
yeah.
look forward to those updates there on Sunday. But assuming people are hearing this for the first time, they don't know where to follow us and find us on the podcasts, streamers. Where would they find us, Jimmer?
They would find us anywhere that podcasts are found, and that would include Spotify, the great Spotify,
The great Spotify.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook Podcasts, of course, is what I should be saying, and then literally any other one in between.
That's right, baby. And we need some more stories. These guys can only come up with so much from their wonderful place of employment. So if you got stories, doesn't matter if it's going to make sense, we can turn it into one. It's all good. Just hit us up in
the DMs. It all
The
goes
DMs.
down in the DMs. Let us know. We'll get that story out to the folks that want to hear it.
I think we got something coming up here a little soon. Anyone that is listening already do follow, already do support us and all that. My man Rio over here has something set up with a local haircut place.
Yeah.
You want to say a little something about that? Coming up here soon.
Coming up here soon, we're going to do a little raffle. If you go get your haircut at this place, and you can put your name in there, and you'll have to like and follow the page. You can get a free haircut on us.
On us.
We'll post more about that and how that goes down here shortly.
Yeah. Keep listening. We'll let you know where that certain particularly wonderful place is.
That's right, baby. Get you hooked up
Yeah.
just for giving us a follow. We love it.
Heck, yeah, looking good from my beard, my chest.
And from
Well,
my chest pubes down to my ball fro.
I don't know if he goes down that far, but
Everyone will if you pay him enough.
That's right, baby. That's right. Well, hey, everybody, thank you for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
Something from nothing, no hindsight discussions. I've been writing, I love it.